Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Glad you're all here. How y'all doing? Come on in, sit on down. We're gonna have a great stream tonight. I can promise you that. It's gonna be fantastic. Because I think I finally fixed the bug we were having on the last stream. So yeah, it was a little bit more involved than I was thinking. I was very surprised at how much of a nightmare it actually was. Yeah, don't know why it was such a pain, but finally got it done, finally got it working, and we should be good to go now. Yeah, so let's see, it sounds like Hootie Hen, you've been having an absolute blast of a time playing Minecraft. I'm jealous. It's been a while since I've played. So is the dare button back? Oh, actually, yes, I need to do that really quickly. Hold up, give me 2 seconds. So I was thinking about it today and yesterday, and I was like, okay, what am I actually gonna do to redo the truth or dare button? And I was like, I honestly had no idea. I was like trying to think of like a new description, but like I kept reading over and I was like, I kind of already do say truth or dare within limit. And so, yeah, so anyway, that has now been toggled back on. So truth or dare is back. It's back, everybody. Or in the words of Bender, it's back, baby. Let's see, Love Lane. Welcome. Glad you're here. I'm glad that you're glad that I'm here. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, Salic, I did say it right that time. Oh my gosh, I almost thought that I said Salic like I had been for so long. Salic, I'm glad you're here over on YouTube. I'm sorry that your device doesn't have Twitch. One of these days, I will actually be able to get this thing working again. Oh my goodness.
Hootie Hen's just redeemed Truth or Dare. I dare you to add 182 cats to the game later on.
You know, Hootie Hen, I really like this dare, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in the way, the idea that just came to my mind. I'm gonna do it this way, okay? So let me run this by you. Let me make sure you're good with this. So, I'm not gonna add, like, okay, I could add like an enemy cat. I'm kind of already planning on doing that. But here's what I'm kind of thinking. I am kind of thinking about adding a quest line where there is...
Axel _ Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
Oh, we got the good stuff coming up here. Everybody, Axel is here. We got the good stuff coming.
Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Welcome, Axel. Glad you're here.
Axel
and we got ourselves a stretch.
Just redeemed stretch.
All right, we'll be doing some physical activity. But let me finish this thought. Yes, so Hootie Hen, here's what I'm kind of thinking for the cats, for the, what is that, 182 cats? I'm kind of thinking what we do is I want to add a, because like, kind of like we've talked about before. So if I come over here to the town, we come in here, come on, there we go. Oh no, we're going to snooze the ads. Sorry, I don't want the ads to play just now. So I'm going to snooze those ads really quickly. So let me come over here. So you got the inn, the Mage's Guild, the church, and then you've got the tavern. The tavern is kind of where I'm thinking I'm going to put a whole bunch of just like extra people, NPCs.
Benedict says, I'm here, and I'm ready to party. Who brought the Coke and who brought the soda?
I've got soda. I don't have any Coke though. That has to be somebody else. Anyway, so yeah, so inside of the tavern is going to be where there's like random other NPCs that you'll just be able to get like kind of just like extra quests from. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have someone in the tavern who raises cats, and all of his 182 cats have gotten lost in the tomb. And it is your job to go find them. And it'll just kind of be like a continual quest that you will slowly but surely be able to find 182 cats in the tomb, rescue them, and then bring them back. And it'll be some kind of achievement rescuing the cats. There we go. That's the plan. That is the plan. Let me get that written down really fast so I don't forget. Let's see. We're gonna throw in right here. Quest. Let's see. Cat quest / NPC. Let's come in here. Hootie Hen dared me to add 182 cats to the game. So that will be added as a side quest to rescue cats. Oh my gosh, if I could freaking spell. Side quest to rescue cats from the tomb. There we go. It's in there. I know you didn't see me write it down because I just realized that I still have that up, but I swear it's there. It is in there. Let me close this really quick. There we go. Cat quest / NPC. Hootie Hen dared me to add 182 cats to the game. That will be added as a side quest to rescue cats from the tomb. Let's see, Lovelane says, I vote yes, only if not, Deckard Cain gives us the quest. Just be like, stay a while and listen. I've lost my cats inside the tomb. I don't know why I kind of started turning into a, what's his face? Friggin' Sean Connery. I am Sean Connery Deckard Cain. Stay a while and listen to Sean Connery. Can that NPC be me? Oh, I could make you the NPC. Make the NPC Hootie Hen. There we go. There we go. Let's see, Hugh12356 says, hello from my VR headset. Hello and welcome, glad you're here. Axel says, fun fact, in Tales of Vercilias 2, you are tasked with finding a crazy cat lady's 100 cats. Well, there we go. We're going to 1-up Vercilias 2, and we're going to have it be 182 cats. So actually, we're going to 82 up Vercilias 2. Close enough. All right, everybody. Ready to get physical? And by that, I mean, let's do some chest benders, some curls, and all that fun stuff. How's it going? It is going absolutely fantastic. How's it going for you, Hugh? And let's see, Celix says 1 cat, but 200 types from random color palettes, so you can say there's 200 different cats. That's probably what I'm gonna do, is it'll be the same cat, just in different colors. Are you being platform phobic? Sometimes, just a little bit. I am so sorry, Celix. I promise, I get to YouTube chat as quickly as possible. I just sometimes get a little bit distracted with the shenanigans going on Twitch. But, speaking of Twitch, let's do some physical stuff. Yeah, let me get some stuff. All right, everybody, here we go. Because it has been requested time and time again, we're going to do freaky chest benders this time. Everybody count them with me. Count the creaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Go. Everybody ready for some 10 curls? Oh, yeah. Get out of here, cord. Boards all over my ground. All right, here we go. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! There we go. Let's do some standing stretching, shall we? Oh, let's go this way. And the other way. Oh. And we're gonna go forwards this time. Oh. Ooh, I haven't touched my toes in a while. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. All right. Oh, that actually felt really good. That's got me pumped for the thing. The stream thing. Oh, let's see. Hootie Hen says, can at least 1 cat just be with you 24/7? Maybe? I don't know how I would manage that. I'll see what I can do. I will see what I can do. Loki, evening. Glad you're here. How's your week going so far? Lovelane says, imagine you have to pick up each cat individually, and the dungeons are the Daggerfall. Oh. Absolutely horrible. It won't be that bad. It won't be individually. Maybe it will be. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Anytime, Moon Man. All right, everybody. So let's jump in here really quickly. Let's pull this up here. And if we go to level select to spellbook, pull this up. Here we go. So if you remember from last time, we finally got the, when you click these, it sends the thing down here. So let's pick up a Fairly Fantastic Scroll. Send it down there. Absolutely fantastic. Now let's go find the exit really quick. So we've got the starting room exit is in room 51. Let's go. Oh crap. I forgot to reset that. Let me change that really quick. So let's come over here. Let's change this to be 6 plus 1. Yep. And let's also turn off, because right now every single room is going to be a monster. So let's set that to -3 to -1. So no monsters, so we can actually get through this thing quickly. All right, so here we go. So Griffin's Potion of Power, let's click that really quickly. And then we come over to here. We've got room 4, and of course I spawn all the way on the opposite end of the tomb. And of course I hit a dead end. Come on, game. Work with me here. Okay, well, there's the mini-boss, but I don't want the mini-boss. I want the exit portal thing. Room 4, come on. Room 4, room 4. There we go. Sacrifice, go through the portal. Here we go. So now we've got the potion still, and if we hover over it, before we were having some weird issues where it was not getting things correctly, and then, you know, I'd come up over here and everything was fine here, but then if I came back down here, it just like wasn't updating, it wasn't doing the things properly, so it was just an absolutely horrible time. But we finally got it working to the point where you can hover over the things that you've gotten, not the items, the perks, the perk cards. And you can hover over them, you can see what they're doing, all that fun stuff. So absolutely fantastic. And then if I were to select Fairly's Fantastic Scroll, it would then go into slot 2, and then we'd move on to the spellbook, and then we'd go on to the next room. There we go. Yeah, so basically the way that I did it, it's a very janky way, but hey, if it works, it works. I added an extra if statement right here, which basically just says if the Y position of the mouse cursor is less than or equal to 596 pixels. So basically, I'm saying as long as it is in anywhere in, let's see, 596. So yeah, so basically, so long as it is somewhere within this section up here, then do the perk cards. And if you are not, which means you are somewhere down here, then do the slots. And that's what I did. I also then realized that I was setting the card hovering incorrectly. I was setting it based on incorrect things. So I need to change that. For some reason, the way that I did this statement here, this JavaScript right here, I did it weird. And so I was thinking it was one way in my head when really it was the other way. And so this variable right here was not functioning correctly, but it is working correctly now. So it's grabbing the correct stuff here, and we are good to go. So it is now pulling up the tooltips there. So basically at this point, all we need to do now is we need to now come in here and we need to just build out the rest of the slots. We've got slot 1 right here, but now we need to build out slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, all the way through 9, and then we'll be good to go. And then we can move on to the actual tomb stuff, and then we'll finally be done with the actual systems itself to getting the perk cards working, and then we can just add perk cards and it'll be a good time. So anyway, yeah, good times. I'll see. Celix says, boy, ads sure are short here. Yeah, I will say that. I will say, if you are not a fan of ads over on Twitch, because the Twitch ads can get absolutely just ridiculous, if you are over on YouTube, the ads are much shorter. Basically, every single one of them is skippable within like 5 seconds. I think it does change depending on the platform you're on. I think if you're watching on like TVs, you do usually have longer ads. But if you are on like a mobile device, like a phone, a tablet, if you're on PC or something like that, it does go by much faster. So yeah, in general, they are longer ads, but they're all skippable within 5 seconds. So just saying, if you would rather, you can always switch over to YouTube if you don't like the ads. Let's see here. Axel says you get a buff that's called Cat, and every cat you find makes you 0.5% easier to find other cats as you smell more like a cat. I do like that. That would be a lot of fun. The other thing I was thinking is kind of like how we had talked about before, where there will be like a set amount of perk cards, right? So say, for example, there's going to be like, I don't know, 40 perk cards, right? And it's randomly picking from all the perk cards. Every single time it shows you the perk cards you can select. And then you can go, as you go throughout the game, you might unlock other perk cards that would then potentially be available. We could also do something where it's like you get a perk card from finishing the cat quest, and then you have the ability to potentially pick that cat perk card. And anyway, we could also do something like that. See, Fairly says, thanks for not giving me a notification, Twitch. Friggin' Twitch. But you're here, Fairly, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully you're having a great week so far. Eduardo, welcome back. I feel like it's been so long. Hello, Magic Witch Games. Greetings from Brazil. Glad you're here, Eduardo. How you doing on this fine day? I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you for asking. How you doing, Eduardo? Did you make sure to eat and drink some water? I did. I did make sure to eat and drink water. I had ice and water, so I'm good there. Hugh says, I got the ultimate Doom scroll set up in VR. Twitch in front of me and YouTube Shorts on my right. Sheesh, Hugh. That is the ultimate Doom scrolling setup right there. See, Hootie Hen says, that sounds fun. I think so too. What about VR? I do ponder how long the ads would be on VR. I don't know. I don't know about VR. I would imagine that it functions just like potentially a desktop environment. Maybe it's closer to a mobile environment. I don't know. You'll have to let me know though. Logan says, this is your bi-weekly reminder to get your free fab assets. Don't forget them. It's a good thing to have. Riley says, been working on jelly fields, having a fun time. That's good to hear. Yeah, it's, I'm glad. Yeah, and so here's the thing. There's just something, and I know that you will understand this very well, fairly, and I know a lot of you will as well. There's nothing quite like being able to just lose yourself in creativity to just feel better about yourself and life and just the world in general. If you can just be creative and be like just letting that energy out, it's fantastic. Fantastic stuff. It's been a while. I've been busy with work and my girlfriend. We are dating for 4 months already. Holy smokes, Eduardo. Congratulations. That, time flies. Time flies. But yeah, congratulations. That is awesome. And yeah, no worries at all. Life gets busy. I completely understand that. No worries at all. We do miss you, but no worries at all. Cool Man Chill says 17. Welcome, 17. Let's see. Let me check. Chill Jam says Moonwood. I'm watching the stream while working on my game. It's hard making walking animations not look like a character's foot is weirdly pulsating. I believe it. I am not great at animations, so I wish that I could help. I don't know if I can, but I believe in you. I believe in you. You've got this. Don't give up. That's the biggest thing. Don't give up. Let's see. Salek says, I always come back. Welcome back, Salek. Glad you're over here as well. YouTube, I'm coming. Ooh, heading over to YouTube. He's coming. And you, Pookie Cookie Dough, how's work been? Work has been an absolute nightmare, but I'm making it through. Yeah, we're actually switching to a new time clock system. So say for example, like it's the system that you use to people will use to clock in and clock out. It's the system you use to request paid time off. It's the system where you anything like that. And so yeah, so we are implementing a new one, and so I am helping with that, and it has been a lot. It's a lot of work, and we are going live with that next week. So this week has been a mad dash to make sure that everything is configured properly and making sure that just everything is good to go, because it's not a good day if your system that processes payroll is not working. It makes people very upset. So that's been fun, trying to get all of that finished and configured all the way at the end. But it's coming along. It's coming along. So. But yeah, it's been good though. It's been good so far. This week, I will say, has been much better than last week. Yes. We're looking up. We're looking up. Just one ad. That's not too bad. That is not too bad. Fairly says, I'm also still in the process of phasing out social media, so have been filling my time with other activities. I feel is very refreshing. Yeah. Social media can be a huge drain. Not only a time suck and a soul suck, but it's also just it is so much time spent doing nothing, really. I mean, yes, it's entertainment, and you could technically say that, oh, watching a movie is technically a waste of time. It's okay, but you are being entertained. But there's something different about watching a movie or a TV show or something like that, and then versus doom scrolling for an hour on Instagram, and you're like, what did I just what have I done with my life for the past hour? At least at the end of it, if you were to go talk to someone the next day about the movie that you watched, it'd be something. But it's oh, what reels did you scroll yesterday? And you're like, well, I saw this really funny one and I had a cat, and then I watched this other one where this guy misunderstood this other person, and so they started to fight. Yeah, I don't know, that's how I feel. Anyway, let's see. Good job, Fair. Pookie Cookie Dough. I'm liking this new nicknaming theme you got going on there. How's the detoxification been? Let's see. Lovelane says, every new system lasts a few weeks, and we go back to the old one, and then get a new manager with new ideas and a new system, and the wheel continues. It keeps on turning. Keeps on turning. Yeah. And that's just kind of how life is, I mean, it's 100% true. We are not even 100% fully implemented the new system that we are going to be switching to, and my boss is already if there's enough issues with the launch, we could use that to, be able to say, ooh, we can switch to this other platform. I'm I do not want to think about switching to a new platform literally as we're launching this new platform. I'm talk to me about that in a year or so, and maybe I'll be on your side. But for right now, I'm just focused on getting this thing out there and then being able to have time to focus on other projects at work. That's me anyway. Let's see, I work with Kronos or UKG systems now as part of my duties. Oh, UKG. UKG is actually one that we looked into. I actually got a whole bunch of UKG swag. I don't think I have any of it down here anymore. But I got a little mug. I have sticky notes at my desk at work and a little mouse pad. And I got a little UKG stuffed bear. That was kind of fun. And then we didn't end up going with UKG. So, oh well. Let's see here. Fairly says a big problem with being your own boss is if you're a workaholic, whenever you finish all the work planned for the day, you just add more work. So I'm trying to get good at doing not work. That is fair. Yeah, if I were to ever get to the point where I could do this full time, I do worry that I would turn into a bit of an alcoholic. Because, like, here's the thing. I already have, like, the balance of work and life is I already do, you know, I'm at work, with commute and everything like that. I'm gone for, like, what, 10 hours a day right now? And then 3 days a week, I come down here and I do this for, like, 4 hours. And I feel like I would probably potentially do that same thing if I were doing this full time. I'd be like, I'm just going to do this for, like, 14 hours a day. But no, don't do it fairly. Work-life balance. It is extremely important. Set a timer. That helps a lot, setting a timer. Doom scrolling a movie just hits different. I guess that's true. I do doom scroll while I watch things. But at least you're doing two things, so it's more productive. Let's see. What does Pookie Cookie Dough even mean? It's sweet sweetums. Sweet sweetums is what I'm interpreting it to be. Pookie Cookie Dough means Pookie Cookie Dough. See, right there. Plain English, black and white. Unless, of course, you're on dark theme, then it's white and black. Let's see. Tim says, nice. Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, honestly, I think UKG was like our number 2. And then we were just like, nah, Paycor slightly was better bang for the buck anyway. I'm doing 3 things. I get 3 things done. It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, Pookie Cookie Dough. It's a good time. Oh my gosh. That was very fizzy. Holy smokes. Okay, we're good. Ooh, that was some fizzy Dr. Pepper. All right, everybody, let's actually be focusing on this stuff so we can get through this and then we can move on to the next part of the night. So just pull that out of there for now, and then we'll just copy that, put that into this else handler right here, and we'll come over here, and we just need to get the X and the Y value for this guy right here, which is going to be 408 and 624, so we've got 408. And it should be the same. That is not the same. Why is that not the same? Oh, wait, I know why it's not the same. Because this is different from the actual image that we're using. Come over here, pictures, perk, there you are, perk screen. Bring that over here. There we go. I was like, this looks slightly different. Why does it look different? Because this is the correct one, not this one. This, not this one. This, not this one. All right, let's get the X and the Y for this guy right here. Which, speaking of which, what is the X and Y currently on this other one? This is 288, 612. Did I just go from here to here? 288, 612. Okay, cool. We did. All right, that's easy enough then. Just go from the corner there, up over to here, and that is 368, 612. So 368, and then 612 should already be there in place. 612. Come down here to the end, and we do a little bit of dish, and that is 432, 676. 432. 432. 432, not 435. Now, what do I need to do with this guy right here? And if variable 644 is greater than 0. So I believe this would be 645, because that is the next slot that we're going to be checking. So 645, 640, yeah, 644 and then 645. Cool. All right, so yeah, so that's good there, and that is slot 2. And then we're just going to say show perk message box right there. Now the perk tooltip arrow, we need to shift you over, which I believe is 80 pixels. Let me just double check on that really quick. So let's grab the perk tooltip arrow, pull that in over here to Photoshop. Okay, and then we'll just bring that down here. All right, let's say, for example, you are like right there. And if we were to line that up again, we're going to want to move you over to there, which is 80 pixels. That is exactly what I thought. All right, so let's come over here. So we just need to change the X positioning by 80. So that's 320 plus 80 is 400. So let's go over to 400. Go. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Fairly says, I used to have a good balance with my work and my life, but as my views went down, I started getting more desperate. But that's not good at all. Need to break that cycle. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, you cannot let that kind of thing dictate your life, your own schedule. You gotta do it at your own pace. however you would like to be, however you enjoy it the most, because then that enjoyment's going to come out through the videos you're making and hopefully make the views go back up. Eduardo says, all right, off to doing something I go. Take care, everyone, and remember that you're amazing and you'll succeed in life. Eduardo, thank you for being here. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that, and hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Good luck out there. We'll miss you. Lock in. We do got to lock in. But it's always nice to watch you. Gives me so much inspiration. Thank you, Fairly. I appreciate that. I sometimes wonder if I am actually an inspiration to anyone. That makes me feel really good. So thank you. Thank you. All right, Linkling with your twerking ducks. Welcome. Glad you're here. Come on in. Sit on down. Oh, gosh. My wife just dropped something upstairs and that scared the crap out of me. That was really loud. I hope she's okay. I'm sure she's fine. I hope. Let's see. Hugh says, I'm gonna go to bed now. Lurk, thank you for being here, Hugh. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic night, and thank you for the lurking. I appreciate that. Loke says, you inspire me to make sure I don't ignore people. Hey, I got to that message pretty quickly. Just saying. That was pretty quick. And so long as I can inspire you to do something, Loki, I will consider it a success. And then Salik says, still here. Glad you're still here, Salik. Let's see, over on YouTube, we've got Toxin who says, how you don't give up with your game projects when something is going wrong and my perfectionism starts winning. Well, I'm assuming that it's Toxin and not Toxin. We're gonna say Toxin, but if it's Toxin, let me know. Well, Toxin. Yes, that is a very difficult thing to get past. I will say 100% that for me, anyway, is probably the most difficult thing for me to do. Because perfectionism will just completely kill any new project. Here's the thing, nothing is perfect in the beginning. It actually killed this project more times than I can count. Okay, that's not technically accurate. I could probably count the amount of times that it killed this current project that I'm working on. It had been under so many different names, design choices, different storylines, characters, and things like that, and I just never felt like it was quite right, and I would scrap it. And then I would walk away for like 6 months and I'd be like, oh, what if I change this one thing? And I'd change this one thing and I'd start going at it, but then I would spend so much time trying to get like the UI to be perfect. And I wouldn't move on until that UI was perfect. And then it would just kill, it would kill the drive, it would kill the passion behind it, it would just kill everything. It would just be dead. And then I would move away. And then a few months later, I'd be like, oh, but what if I change this instead? And then the endless cycle. That has been every single project that I have honestly basically ever worked on until this year. So here's the thing, I have like never finished a project until this year. And yeah, it is usually the perfectionism that kills it, because I'm just like, well, it's not exactly how I want it to be, it's not quite right, so I need to scrap it and go back and do this other thing. So the most important thing you can remember, most important thing, nothing is going to be perfect, but things will be great in the end. Like, full stop. Don't ever expect perfection. Like, that will honestly keep killing projects. And that doesn't matter if you're making a game, music, art, whatever it is, anything and everything. There is no such thing as a perfect product. But there are such things as great products. So, I'm trying to think of like the best way to have this sound inspirational and be like, you can't ever make anything perfect. Because here's the thing. If you're waiting to make something perfect, you're never going to make the thing. But if you were waiting to make something great, it's just going to take a little bit of extra time. But at least at that point, you'll have created something and it'll be great. Yeah. Like, honestly, like, there's literally there's nothing in the world that's ever been made that has been perfect. And that could be whether it's from the eyes of the creator or the beholder. There's always going to be someone who's like, oh, you could have done that, or you should have changed this. Same with the creator. You know, the creator's going to be like, I'm like, you know, proud of what I've created, but I probably should have done this, or I wish I would have tweaked this here, done this. So anyway, I feel like this has turned into a long rant, and I feel like whenever I rant about things like this, it very quickly devolves from hopefully inspirational to not. So all I'm going to say is go for great, don't go for perfect, and go for a finished product instead of something that you shelve because you were never able to get it the exact way that you wanted it to be. Create something quick, create something fun, and then make it good afterwards, is what I'm going to say. Let's see, I mean, it mostly kills projects with 100 plus hours because new are so much easier to make than change part of the game. I could not agree more. I could not agree more. I am now, what are we at now? About 10 months into this game, and there are so many things that I'm like, would it be easier to just start fresh? With everything that I've learned from this game, should I just start fresh? And no, it wouldn't, at least for this project specifically. But yeah, there's a lot of other projects. And so here's what I'll say. There's nothing wrong with shelving a project. There's nothing wrong with shelving an art project that you're making, a game you're making, a song you're making, a movie you're making. There's nothing wrong with shelving it for a little bit. But do not put it in the garbage. Put it on the shelf. And if you want to work on something else, something small, like say, for example, with games, because it sounds like you are particularly making a game or games in general, something that is a lot of fun, and it is a great way to be able to step away from your project and then come back later with fresh eyes, is do game jams. I've done 2 while I've been working on this project this year, and it has been a blast. I was worried about walking away from the project, but it's actually, I feel like, helped a ton. Be able to walk away, do a short week-long or 2-week-long game jam, focus on that, put all my thoughts and effort into that, and then come back to the main project that I'm working on. So put it up on the shelf, leave it there for a little bit, bring it back down, start working on it again. Has helped me personally a ton. I can't say it's going to be the same for everybody. Some people, it's best if you just keep working. But if you can step away for a little bit and then come back with fresh eyes, it can honestly sometimes do huge wonders for your game, because you're able to get out of your own mind space, you're able to get out of your own head, focus on something else, and then when you come back, maybe if you were having an issue, you can be like, oh, this isn't actually an issue, I'll just do it this way. You're good to go. If you're having creative roadblocks or anything like that, it can also help push through that roadblock. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. So, also, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Let's see. Selic says, you missed my name again. Oh, wait. Did I say Selic? It's so confusing. It's so confusing over on Twitch, because the 4 looks like an A to me. And so I see it as Selic, but it's like a capital A. I'm so sorry, Selic. I'm so sorry. You should check Cord. Oh, what do we got on Discord? Let me pull this up really quick. Over here. Oh, wait. What channel am I checking on Cord there, Loki? Is it memes? What do we got in memes? Nope, it's not in memes. It looks like I have missed some. What? My school posted days free of school. 2nd of January. Wait, is that how you say January? Stexnia? Oh! In the year 20,256. I see now. I see. I was like, I can't say one way or another if Stexnia is correct or not. Anyway, Loki, I feel like what am I missing? In pets? Yeah, so many good pets. Oh, Hootie Hen. That is a cute cat. Aw, jazz. Oh my gosh, these are so old. Aw. Anyway, Loki, I'm gonna keep looking. Off topic? I've missed so much. Oh! Let's see, who's got two thumbs and got a Car Asnable Zaku 2 watch? I'm gonna guess you, and I'm gonna be really happy for you. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna be really happy for you, Loki. It is a really good looking watch, though, I will say. That is really cool looking. I like it. I like it. Very nice, Loki. Very nice. And if that's not the thing that you were wanting me to look at, let me know, and I can go look at something else. Anyway, okay, cool. Let's see here. Let's see. Fairly says, here's a good bit of advice. Perfect is never released. 100%. I should have just said that. I should have read what you said that, and then passed it off on my own, Fairly. That is beautifully said. Think about how many incredible looking games you see on social media that never come out. Taking too long will just kill the game, and more importantly, how much you care, which is a terrible thing. That is true. There's actually an entire board that I follow on Pinterest. Yes, I'm on Pinterest. Don't judge me. There's an entire board on Pinterest that I follow that is titled Games I Wish Existed. And it is just concepts for games. They all look really cool, but it's something that someone just made, like some kind of concept, and it looks really cool, but it has never been made. And I follow it because I'm like, sometimes I just see those and I just like, inspiration just strikes. Beautiful stuff. But again, yes, it's probably because you know, some of them may just be concepts, but others are, it's people put a whole lot of time into this concept, and then they get scared because they want it to be perfect, and then they never actually make the thing. A good product is much better than a non-released, never released, perfect product. There we go. Chill Jam says, Moonwood, you're the only person that I have interacted with that is good at game making and brainstorming. Please suggest some enemy ideas from our RPG game. It's kind of goofy and everything just happens in it. Wait. Okay, so your game is goofy and everything just happens in it? Or do you feel like right now it's kind of goofy and you don't want it to be? Give me some more info on that, and I'll see if I can brainstorm with you. Further says, perfectionism leads to the funniest game dev thing, which is when you try to solve problems for an unreleased game and it ends with you just doing a bunch of extra work for problems that more than likely would have existed. Never would have existed. True. Loveline says, only thing I've learned is you can do anything. There's people making a living doing and selling things you've never heard of. Your game will do just fine. That is true. That is true. Yeah, find what you're good at, do what you're good at, and people will pay you for it. Yeah. Works better if you can find a niche that people need filled. But yeah, as long as you're good at the thing you can do, and you do it, someone will pay you money for it. Loveline says, wait, I just read that. Logan says, the Zaku 2 is a mobile suit from Gundam. Okay. This is making more sense now then. I probably could have guessed that, actually. I probably should have just guessed that. Celix says, people say practice makes progress. Not perfect, because nothing is perfect. True. Chill Jam says, yeah, I want it to be goofy. Oh, okay, so you want a goofy enemy in your game. Huh. Game making brainstorm. Please suggest some enemy ideas for my RPG game. It's kind of goofy and everything just happens. Okay, all right. So then a couple more clarifying questions. Are you wanting like mechanics for these enemies? Are you wanting characteristics for these enemies, or like designs for these enemies? Or all of the above? So I might be able to help with some of those. By the way, most people want different. No, not perfect. True. Yeah, there's nothing quite like having originality and something different. Yeah. People want originality. People want different. People say they want perfection. But here's the thing. People got a kick out of freaking Goat Simulator. That game was far from perfect. It had so many bugs, but it leaned into the whole idea of bugs. But it was just so vastly different from everything that was out there at the time. But it did super well. And so it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good, original, interesting. Any one of those things, you're going to be in a good spot. By that logic, I should start so I should start charging you musical-based rent. We're just going to move on from that one. Just quick, short concepts, and I can work on them later. Okay. Let's see. You could have an enemy. An enemy that speaks in rhymes, but he's very serious about it. There's an idea. I feel like if I'm on the spot, I can't brainstorm. I'm gonna have to keep thinking about that one. My brain is not in the headspace for brainstorming stuff like that. But if anyone else has any ideas, just put them there. 'Cause that's my first idea. And that's a very, very, very broad idea. Not very anything concrete. Toxin says, I have other problem when something that what I made looks too similar to other games, mechanics, graphics, arts, etc. Am I alone with this problem? No matter what I've done, I see copy paste in it. You're definitely not alone, and it is not a bad thing if you create something that looks similar to something else. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, obviously you don't want to just like directly copy pixel for pixel something else. But I mean, everything is going to have some kind of creative flair linked to something else that you've seen somewhere else. And And that's the thing, is that like you don't necessarily have to create something 100% original. What you need to do is take that idea that someone else has had at some point in time. So here's the thing. I am very much of the mind that there is nothing original anymore. But you can put your own spin on something, not necessarily making it original, but you can make it unique. Because like, think about it. Like, just in like games themselves, right? Yes, there are some ideas out there that maybe, and because no one's ever thought of them yet, like I wish that I could think of every single idea that no one has ever thought of, because then I could just make the best games in the world and everything would be great. But from a design standpoint, basically everything has been done at least at some point in time. But you need to put your own spin on it. Like say for, like with my game, for example, a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG, been done thousands of times, hundreds of thousands of times. Nothing original about that. A game where you use blackjack to fight monsters, that is out there. I've seen it. Those games are out there. Games where it's basically, you're trying to see like a 2D game, like trying to like make it feel like it's a 3D game, but it's all on a 2D plane. All of this has been done before. There is literally nothing in my game that if you were to look at it individually is original. Nothing. But you take all those ideas, you switch them around, you make them. Why is this not working? What? What? Oh, wait. It's that. Never mind. We're good. Yeah, anyway. So you take all those ideas. Maybe all of them are unoriginal on their own, but then you combine them together in certain ways. You make it your own, and then you've suddenly got something that is your own. So don't be afraid. Don't worry about something looking or sounding or feeling like some other game that's out there, because there's not going to be really, like, unless you have some stroke of genius, which, fingers crossed, I hope you do, but unless you have like some kind of stroke of genius and can create something that has never actually been done before, the best case and the best course of action is going to be take what works well in other games. Don't hide from it. Don't run from it. Don't be like, oh, but they did it this way, so I've got to tweak it just a little bit here and there. Like, if it worked well in someone else's game, it should work well in your game as well. But you can't just copy paste. Make it your own. Use what went well. Make it your own. If you need to add or take something away, make sure that you're not making it, you're not degrading it, but make it your own. And that's the way that I say, personally in my head, that is the way you can still get original content, is by chopping up a whole bunch of different ideas, ramming them all together, and hoping for the best. Yeah. So if you start creating something and it feels like it's been done before, that's because it probably has. But there's nothing wrong with that, because if you're using ideas that other people have used before and they've worked out well, take those ideas, make them yours, and it's going to create something that, hopefully, who knows, people are going to want to play. Well, that's my hope here. I hope people want to play this eventually. And yeah. So that is, I would say, my key to originality and success. I say success. I haven't seen success yet, but my key to originality would be, yeah, take those ideas that have been done before and make them your own. Anyway, rant over. I apologize for that. I am on a very ranty mood tonight. I am so sorry. Okay, so I just realized why I hadn't done that yet. We need to move the perk tooltip arrow. So this is at, wait, no, we already moved that. We're good to go there. We're good to go. So if I come back over here, so let's actually delete that and let's move this back into here and let's put that there. And then if we come back over to here and then we say control variables, we're going to set perk card selected, random 1 through 4. So that's 644. So 644 through 645. Random between 1 and 4. Go. So it should set 2 of them down here. So we should be able to hover over them and get those things. Happy day. Happy day. All right. Well, let's continue down the line. Let's see here. Axel says, so Zero from Borderlands 2 only speaks in haiku. Oh. See, there we go. Even that wasn't an original idea. But you gotta make it your own. Use, switch it to rhymes. Nothing but rhymes. Brother says, oh Moon, me and my community came up with the idea of a game that's an encyclopedia and strategy guide for a game. That doesn't exist, so the entire game is just reading about an imaginary game. Okay, that is kind of fun. I do like that. I think one of the concepts that I have liked the most out of an indie game that I've seen is you're playing a full RPG, but it's like you're on just like a desktop. Like obviously it's a fake desktop, but like you're just like on a desktop on a computer, and then all of the different windows that open up are the different parts of the game. So like when you get into battle, it's kind of like an idler game. When you get into battle, it like pops up a new window with the monster, and you'll fight it, but then you've got like another window that's like your map, another window that's your character sheet, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. It's like a King's something. Anyway, that one's a lot of fun. But again, there's a lot of games like that where it's like kind of taking the same concept where it's like you're playing a game that's on a desktop. Like Emily is Away. There's another one where it's like the whole game is in a desktop. Yeah. I do like that fairly. That is a lot of fun. Let's see. Loki says added some additional items to Off Topic. Oh, let's go take a look at Off Topic. Please come over here. Whoa. Oh my gosh. What the? Also have a Zaku 2 chairs, 3DS, and Wonder Swan. Ooh. Gosh. That looks like a really comfortable chair, too. I'm just jealous of how comfortable the chair looks. In war, you keep the upper hand. I mean, in war, to keep the upper hand, you have to think 2 or 3 moves ahead of the enemy. It's true. You do. Man. Loki, you just have, like, all the coolest stuff. I am so jealous of the different collections you have. Keep it safe. Keep the stuff safe. This is really cool stuff you've got. Chill Jam says, Moonwood, I left a message for people to suggest enemies in the community project channel in the Discord server. Maybe you can make a small, little, quick announcement on it so I can get some help. Absolutely, absolutely. Community projects. Hey, there we go. I'm making an RPG game, and I'm super focused on the coding, and I'm not really good at brainstorming. If you have any suggestions for enemies, please reply to this message. The game has a goofy style and vibe, but random stuff just happens if the plot needs it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna say, I gotta take my idea. An enemy that speaks only in, rhymes, but they take themselves very seriously. That's how you spell seriously. There we go. Yeah, everybody, if you've got an idea, go make sure to leave your ideas there. Let's see. Love Lane says it kind of reminds me of Home Safety Hotline a bit fairly. I love that game. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. No, I don't think I've heard of that one before. Have you heard of Dungeons and Degenerate? Yes, I believe so. That's the blackjack one, right? Dungeons and Degenerates. Pretty sure I've got it on my wish list. Dungeon and Degenerates. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I've got this on my wish list. I have not played it yet though, because this one is excuse me. This one is I would say about as close. Well, it's not even as close to my game as possible, but it's pretty close to what I've got. And so I'm like, I want to avoid, because I know that there's going to be things in here that I'm like wanting to implement that I know that I either can't, or I don't want to feel like I'm stealing. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. I don't know. But yes, I have heard of it, and I do have it on my wish list because it does look like a lot of fun. It looks like a blast. Let's see. Me Too, HSH is a really cool game. I beat Welcome to the Game 2, but it took half my life force to do so. I haven't fared well within desktop-based games since. It happens. That happens. Okay. So that's slot 2. Let's just keep going down the line and let's get through this thing. Let's see. Slot 3 is going to be over here, and that is going to be from this corner, which is 488, 612, 488, 612. This one's going to be 512, 676. 512, 676, and then back here is going to be 645 is 646. This is going to be slot 3. And then the perk message box is fine, but then we're going to show the arrow. Show you at plus 80. Wait, that's going to be 480. That's we got to go first. 480. Card hovering is going to be equal to 6. Copy that. Go over here. And let's get the X and Y for this guy. Number 4. X and Y is going to be 528. So 528. Down over here. 512 is going to be 592. 592. And then we'll go down here to the end, and this is going to be 647. Slot 4. Show you at 560. Card hovering is going to be equal to 7. And then we're going to go with this guy right here. This is going to be slot 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be 608, 612, 608. I did not want to go to the end of the page. 608, 612, and then you are going to be 672. Then to the end, and this is going to be 648. This is slot 5. Go you at 640. Be card hovering equal to 8. Right, and then you, over to you. Let's see, 692, 616, 692. $672. You are $752. Oh, wait. Crap. Cancel that. I don't know what I just did there. Something definitely was off. Right? Wait. Okay, that's not right already. Why did I go there? Go to that corner. Yeah, so 688. 688. 612. Then you are 752. $752. Okay, all right. We're good. We're good. 648 is 649. You are going to be slot 6. Almost there. You are 720. That is 420. We want 720. This is not a time for 420. We got stuff to do. We got too much stuff to do. $768. 768. Coming up next is 752 is gonna be, nope, 832, and then you're gonna be 650. Slot 7. You're gonna show at 800. Card hovering is gonna equal 10. Oh, we're getting close. You are 848. 848. $912. You are 651. You are slot 8. We're going to show you at 880. Card hovering is equal to 11. And last but not least, you are going to be 928. 928. And finally, 992. 992. Here is 652. Greater than 0. This is slot 9. You are showing at... you go to 960. Hard hovering 12. Holy smokes! There we go. Holy crap. All right, so we come over here and we say 645, so this is going to be 652, 1 through 9. So that should fill up our slots. We should be able to hover every single one of these. Oh. Almost every single one of these. Okay, yeah. So what's going on here? Let's have be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What? What happened? Okay, so number 3 is very broken. 4 is fine. 5 is not fine. So 3 and 5. What the freak's going on with 3 and 5? Over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've got slot 3 is 448, 612, 448, 612. Freaking dyslexia will be the death of me, I tell ya. I tell ya. Then 512, 676. Okay, 512, 676, 646. Okay. So that one's that. And then slot 5. What the freak's going on with slot 5? Slot 5. You are 608, 612, 608, 612, 672. Oh, wait. Is this not going to be an X and Y thing? It's going to be, I think it's going to be something with the... something. 672, and... So 672, 676, 672, 676. And then let me guess. Let me guess. It's this last one. 647. 648. 640. Okay, well. I haven't the foggiest. I have not the foggiest. You work. You work. You work. You work. You don't work. Work, 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 work. It's just this number 5. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Zach says, a home safety hotline is a game where you work as a call center worker who solves issues that occur in people's houses using a big dictionary of stuff you're given. The twist is that some of the home problems are like magical anomalies, cryptids that aren't real, aren't normal. Really cool game. The mechanics are cool, and some anomalies share traits with each other, so it's always hard to pinpoint the exact problem that a customer has. That sounds really cool. I do like that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Loveland says, ever made any asset packs, Moon? If so, any advice or rants? Well, I'm always down for good rant. I've never made an actual, like, full asset pack. I mean, the closest you could say that I've gotten to now is Tomb of Vercilias. Yeah, that's probably like the closest I could say I've come to like making an asset pack. Suggestions for what I would say, because I mean, keep in mind, everything so far, well, most everything. There have been a few icons and a couple monsters that have been made that have not been by my hand, I will say that. But for the most part, for everything else that I have made, I would say probably the biggest thing that has helped in keeping things feel right is having a color palette and sticking to that color palette. So in here in the game, I have a color palette that I can toggle on and off, and it has every single color that I can and cannot use. I have branched out a little bit since making this color palette, and I had to actually add to this color palette. There's nothing wrong with having a color palette and then adding to the color palette. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But having some kind of... Okay, what the freak are those pixels? Why are those... Oh, those are the center points. Okay, yes. So, yeah, so nothing wrong with branching out from your color palette, but if you are wanting to create something that feels, you know, because like obviously there's design choices, right? Like if you're going for very jagged corners or like very like tight right angles for corners, you're gonna want to stick with that for most of the things that you do. If you're going for like a cartoony look and feel, you want to make sure everything looks and feels cartoony. If you're going for something, I don't know, that something feels dark, make sure that everything has like a dark, gritty feel to it. Yeah, just make sure that you are sticking with the theme that you are wanting to have and create, and that's going to go a long way. But also having a color palette is also a really, really great way to go. Honestly, if you were to create a design doc, it doesn't have to be anything crazy long, maybe like 2 pages at most, but just things that are very specific to like the asset pack that you're making. So whether that is like certain design choices, color palettes, things like that, a font, if you're going to be using text, some kind of font that you stick with, and then just being like, this is what you will always use no matter what. And then even if it's somewhat restrictive, sometimes that restriction can help, you know, generate more creativity as you're going along. So those are the things that I would suggest. Have a design doc, stick to that design doc, even if it's just something extremely minimal, like just being like, here's a simple color palette. Here is, you know, if I'm making some kind of menu, these are like the corners that I use, these are the colors that I use. If I'm, you know, doing this other thing, if I'm making, you know, certain, I don't know, tile sets or characters or whatever it is, like here are the specific designs that I'm going for. Yeah, there's my 2 cents. Yes, I was doing research, and the asset packs are usually themed, so I was going to do that for sure. Yep, well, there you go. Yeah, get a theme, stick with the theme, and having some kind of design doc, I feel like could also help a lot as well. Okay, so what is happening here? Why is it specifically number 5? Oh! How the crap did that happen? There we go. I think that's probably doing it. Hey, look at that. That did it. Good old if statements being outside of where they should have been. Okay, well, there we go. So now when you have all of the items full, you can now hover over them and you can see with a tooltip what they're actually doing, their description, all that fun stuff. And then you can still come in here and select the new ones and bada bing. Obviously, that is kind of broken because I'm like just artificially filling my toolkit with those things. So, yeah. Okay, well, there we go. So, that is that for the actual screen. Thank freaking goodness we finally got through that. That was kind of a nightmare, a little bit more than I was expecting. But we got through it, we got it all. And yeah, now we can move on to the other spot, which is the actual tomb itself, right in here. We need to actually have these show up down here in this bottom right corner, and then we need to actually have it show a tooltip of what it does. Yeah, I feel like having a tooltip would be good. I think so. Let's see. Celix says, would you rather live in New Hampshire or Washington? That's a tough call. I would probably say Washington. I think I would rather live in Washington. There's my answer. I would rather live in Washington. Thank you, Axel. That's perfectly timed. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, everybody. Okay. So, what do we need to do here? We need to make it so it actually shows the little squares here. So let's get that updated. If we come over to this perk screen, we already have that up. And then what is actually showing in here, in the tomb? So I think if what we do is we edit the parallax image back. I think that's going to be best. Come over to parallaxes. We got a couple different parallaxes. We've got the battle parallax. And then all these different parallaxes. Dungeon UI 2, 3, 4, and the Dungeon UI battle. I don't think we're switching to the Dungeon UI battle anymore, right? That one is like it. I think we're just on a singular. Well, okay, so the parallaxes are changing, because here's the thing. The way that we get these menus to like look different is this is all like parallax image changes. So I think, and then let's go find a monster. Yeah, so it stays like that. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is we are going to change the parallax images for that down there, and then call it good. Let's come over here, grab Dungeon UI 1 through 4, bring this up over to Photoshop. And then we come over here to the perk screen. And then what we're going to want to do is basically just grab a line of 3 of these boxes, copy that over here, paste it. So that is 16, so we want to go 8 pixels over. And go 8 pixels down. Cool. And I believe, yeah, those are 8 apart. And then 8 apart. All right, easy enough. Then we merge that down, we save that, we close it, go over to Dungeon UI 2. Ooh, there we go. Go, bam, bam, bam. Merge down, save, close. Down, save, close. And last but not least, let's get this stuff, and we'll go do. Down, save, close. Okay, now if we come over here, we should be able to open this up, go over to the tomb. Balls. Okay, so there is actually a image showing over that. Kind of weird. I thought that I'd gotten rid of that, but which I believe would probably just be called Dungeon something. Dungeon UI. I could have sworn that I'd gotten rid of all this stuff, but I guess not. Huh. Well, alrighty then. Well, let's pull all these over into Photoshop, and let's do the exact same treatment to these guys as we just did to the other ones. So let's paste that there, and we'll do a little bit of dish. So you, and merge down and save. Over here, paste. Merge down, save. Paste that there. Merge down, save. And last but not least, paste. Merge down, save. There we go. Now, if we open this up and come over here, we've got the boxes there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Cool. Now, I think what we can do is we come over to the level select to spellbook, and then we come over to this loop right here. I think if we just grab, let's grab U through U, copy. Okay. Salic says, I'm getting bored, so I'm going to spam gibberish in text-to-speech. I'm so sorry that I'm boring you. But fair enough. Bread! Good old bread. How can you be bored? It's not boring at all. What's this, about 15 seconds? Wait, what about 15 seconds? For text-to-speech? I don't know. Or are you talking about the random sound? Wait. Oh, an ad. An ad. I see. Okay, that makes sense. A single ad. Those blasted ads. They always get you. So if we come over here to the tomb, I'm trying to think of the best place to put this. In the initialization, maybe? Probably where we want to go. Initialization. Let's paste this right here. Well, show dungeon UI. Okay, so right after it shows the dungeon UI. So right before the RTG spawn. Yeah. Show dice. Let's do it right here. So this shows the dice, and then we paste that here. This is going to be show perks. Yeah. Okay. So this should show the perks, although this is going to show them all. Oh, balls. You know what I just realized? Okay. So we're gonna have to make some changes, because if I come over here, none of this... I'll just show you really quick. So this is using up... So first of all, they're going here, which is not what we want. Second of all, it is using the dice image layers right here. Because there are dice here. So that's exciting times. Oh my gosh. Woo! That's nice and clunky. Okay, what image layers do we have? Because I thought about this, right? I'm pretty sure I did. Hey, you made Dare more expensive? I did. Yeah, the Dare is slightly more expensive now. I think I had mentioned that it was going to be 4,000. I think. It's slightly more expensive now. And apparently it's multiple ads. It just shows the total time and not which one you're on. Oh, gotcha. Hey, you added my newer music to your playlist. I did. I need to grab, because here's the thing. I don't think I've grabbed the last 2 weeks of songs. So I need to grab some of those. But yeah, I've got a couple of your newer ones. Because they're absolutely fantastic. I haven't been here for weeks. Oh, gotcha. Well, yeah, Truth or Dare was actually pulled. It's actually been gone for a couple weeks because I was trying to redo it, and I was like, I'm gonna try and like change it, make it slightly better, and then I raised the price, and then I could never think of a way to actually make it better, so then I just turned it back on. Also, was text-to-speech always that much? I think I actually turned down the cost for text-to-speech. Slightly, but I think I did. He was afraid of what I would dare. That is true, Loki. I was very afraid. You are sitting on a mountain of mana, so I do fear the day when eventually there's something that you just go crazy with. I feel like it's gonna happen one of these days. 76k, oh my gosh. That's so much. Oh, that's terrifying. That is a lot. That is a lot, Loki. I feel like I need to get like some kind of extremely special thing to turn on at 100k. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I feel like I need to think of something. And you will probably be the only person that ever gets it. You have 19 times more than me. More mana than a Grandmaster. True, there's so much mana in there. Okay, so let's come over here to pictures. Player face, okay, so all that stuff. So inventory. POV is 23 through 27. Card area is 28 through 49. 50 through 92. But I feel like the card area, didn't I reduce the amount of cards that are in there? I think I did. Because right now, the cards are, I think there's only 10. So that would have been, how many cards would that have been? That was 49 minus 28. So that was like 21 cards that I had reserved for the card area. But I think we're only using like 10 cards now. Yeah, so the player hand is only 27 through 32, and then the enemy hand is 33 through 38. So I believe we can change the card area from 49 down to 38. So that means we have 39 through 49. Okay, well there we go. So 39 through 49, awesome. So let's come over to here. So for the loop, let's change this. There you are. We're checking the variable, so if this plus that is greater than or equal to 0, then show picture So if we're 39 through 49, so that means we want 38 plus those things. So that means it should set that image layer 39 to be the first. Yes. Let's give it a shot. We pick this guy right here, and then we come in here. So they all do come across, but it's not using those anymore. And if we open this up, we should be able to then say, game screen dot picture.
Hootie Hen
39.
says, so when you going make a Moonwood coffee cup?
That is a great question. Sometime soon. I know we've kind of talked about me doing some like merch. I don't know what or how I'm gonna do it. I honestly will probably just use like Redbubble or something, just something to like make the stuff, and then I'll just drop links and be like, if you would like to purchase it, here you go. I think I would only see like $1 of, you know, stuff, but that way you could buy officially licensed Moonman merch. I don't know. Some point in time. At some point in time, I will say that. Okay, so we have it now showing down here, which is good, but now we need to have it actually showing in the correct spot. So how are we going to do that? We can still use the loop. Then what we can say is we need to have a couple conditional branches in. So we need to say, conditional branch, if the variable 911 let's actually do this. Let's say if game variables dot value 911 is greater than or equal to, or is it equal to or greater than? I can never remember. Greater than or equal to. Okay. As long as you are greater than or equal to 1, and you are less than or equal to 3. 1, 2, 3, yes. Put that in there. Do that. And then we're going to copy you, paste you, and then if you are greater than or equal to 4, but you are less than or equal to 6, we do basically all the exact same things, but we need to change the Y value. Wait, we need to actually change a lot starting in this first one. So let's actually delete that one, and then we can just copy this one, put this over here. So if you are, so 6 and then 7, 8, 9. Oh. Ah, paper airplanes. Whoops. Everyone want a full screen media player? I'm just gonna turn this up because this song is so good. Axel, you killed it with paper planes. I love it.
Axel_Benedict says, I have an item idea.
Ooh.
Non-descriptive interlocking plastic building brick. Reflect 50% damage.
You do something like that. Something like that. I like that. Let's see. Lovelane says, it is kind of funny to have the dice leave, turn into cards, and end up in the bottom. Spaghetti gamer code. I know. It's great. It's beautiful, isn't it? Let's see. I'll try to buy it. If there's... Is there moons or woods in game? Not yet. But one of these days. One of these days. I probably should actually add something like that in the game. Next Sunday, can you play Minecraft? I mean, maybe? Maybe. We'll see. I feel like I'm on like a weird time crunch to like get this demo done, unfortunately. Tap Steady, welcome. Glad you're here. Welcome. Absolutely love the, is that dancing cats? I love it. How's your day going? How's your week going so far? Let's see. Axel says, Paper Planes was a song I made when I wasn't in a good headspace. It made me feel much better. Well, Axel, you absolutely killed it with it. So I mean, I wouldn't say that I want you to be in that same headspace again, because if you're in a bad headspace, I don't want that to happen again. But it is a really good song. I love it. So yeah, I'll just say that. Okay, so now we need to change where this is showing X and Y stuff. So you're gonna be showing at, so we got 240. But we don't want to actually show you at 240. We want to show you at somewhere else. So let's pull this up. Go to Dungeon UI, move this over to here, and then we'll pull up a perk icon. Alright, so you're gonna show right here. Go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Perfect. They're gonna move you over 80. So you're gonna show right here. Yeah, so you're gonna first show at 988, 508. 988, 508. 988 and 508. Okay, that should start making it look slightly better. Slightly. Let's see what happens. It should show the first 3 items. Hey, look at that. First 3 items. I know you can't see that third one, but it's there. I promise. You can see just a little bit of Axel's blades of death, or whatever they were called. We got some dance from Hootie Hind and from Lovelane. I feel like I've got to get in here on the action. Yeah. Okay, so that is the beginning. Great. Now, here's what we need to do at this point. We need to say, what's going to be the easiest way to do this? I think I'm going to say, let's show... Okay, so first we need to actually move the item down, I believe just 80 here. Yes. So move down 80. So that's 508, so you'd be at 588. And then we need to change the X position. So you're going to say, start at 988 plus 80 times... in more parentheses... times that minus 3. Is that going to be the cleanest way to do it? Probably not, but hey, it should make it work. It should show now the next 3 items. Let's see what happens. There they are. Next 3 items right there. Fantastic stuff. So that means all we got to do is come over to here and then basically copy this last bit and then just say start at, yeah, so it's 988 plus 80 times this variable minus 6. And then 588, so that is 668. There we go. That should show all 9 items in the section there. Let's see what happens. It does. Yeah. Okay, they're all showing. Absolutely fantastic. Texas Peach is out of stock. What? What do you mean it's out of stock? Wait, did I put like a limit on it for the stream? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Text to speech. Message. Edit. Oh, that's right. I did. I limited it to 3 per user. But I don't know, have you done 3 text-to-speeches this stream? That seems like a lot. I don't think you have. It must be doing some weird things. Instead of daggers, could you make my item just a wedge of cheese? My cheese addiction is a major character point. We could do that. I almost feel like we'd have to change the stats. But I'd be down. I'd be down. Nice, I'd call that a day. It has been a good day. We'll just call it here. 1.5 hours into the stream. Just axe it. I don't know. I think I did 1 dare and 2 text-to-speech. I feel like it shouldn't count the dare as the text-to-speech. I don't know. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this really quick, and then just let me know. So if I change this, and we come over here, and we say, you up this to 4, save. Okay, now give it a shot and see if it lets you do it. Okay, so we have the stuff showing now, which is great. Fantastic stuff. But now we need it to get that to, we need to get it to actually show when you're hovering over them, because I feel like you still... Whoop!
Hooty Hen says, hi, it works now anyway, cats are the best.
That is true. I mean, when I'm not severely allergic to them, they are the best. They're great. Okay, Okay. So how are we gonna actually show this? We can't show it up this way. Ooh. Oh my gosh! It's broken! It's frozen! Oh! Why did it put us so far back? Well, that's annoying. That is really frustrating. I am going to re-redeem a couple new things to make up for the lost 1d6s. That is really frustrating that it froze like that. I need to find out why this thing keeps freezing. I feel like this freezes quite a bit, and the subscriber things freeze every now and then, which is not fun. Not fun at all. I have no points now. Hooty Hen, you've gone through all your points. No! So we could have it show here. So, like, show over this way. We could do that. I could also... What's something else we could do? We could also have it be... a HUD element, maybe? No. No. Not a HUD element. That would just take up way too much. So I wanted to have it be... So here's the thing. When you get in combat... Of course I got a blackjack. When you get in combat, if you hover over it... So they're showing right here. Health, pyro. Yeah, so this stuff right here is where it's showing. So I could show it as a HUD element. Hold up now. It erased stuff here. What happened? Oh no. Yeah, what is happening? What? What image layers am I using? What? So it just erases those 3 in general. But then what if I step into something where there is combat? It still just erases 3, and then there's erases 2 more. Oh, crap. 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 Okay. right, so what is affecting these layers? We're starting at image layer 39. We're going to say 39 through, what is it, like 48? 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. No. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Okay, so 47. So 39 through 47. This is perk icons in Tomb. So 39 through 47. Anything in here affecting 39 through 47. That's 98. $25. There's nothing there. Hey, okay. 39, 40, 41. Okay, let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Let's see what else we got. 39, 40, 41. So that's just all of that. So this is transition animation. This is 30. Yeah, so 24, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Let's just go 39 through 37. It's variables, show picture. 25, 25, set name. 26. 525. Okay. 27. Okay. 98. Okay. That should fix at least, because it seems like when we enter combat, something weird happens. We may have to look into that and see what's going on there. But I think if we move... Okay, so not disappearing now. That's good. Now what happens if we enter combat? Okay, everything's fine there. Let's see, Lovelane says, see if you would have walked away before, it would have been a win. Now we're back at 0. It's kind of true. Kind of true. Now what if I try to leave the battle? Will any of this disappear? Okay, okay, alright. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so those are all fine. Now what about the traps? Because that was an issue. Monster attack atom, dice move, menu items, room decor animations, player damage. Let's see, Handball says, what game is this? Well, first of all, welcome Handball, glad you're here. This is a game we're developing called Tomb of Vercilias. It is a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG, where the tomb is randomly generated every time, and you fight monsters using blackjack mechanics. So, yeah, it's been a game we've been developing now for about 10 months now, and we're slowly but surely making progress. So, yeah. How's your week going, by the way? Hopefully it's going well for you. Okay, so nothing's disappearing. What if I draw another card? It's probably gonna bust. No. Okay, cool. Can I get another ace? Dang it. Okay, so all that stayed. That's good. That's good. This is the Tomb of the Silliest. It is silly sometimes. I will say that. It is very silly sometimes. Mini boss card draws. Okay. Puzzle timer. Oh, okay. Here's 39. Huh. I don't know why it would have been erasing 39 through 43, but those are all image layers we need, right? This is image layers 39 through 47. Yeah. Okay. Well then, let's not get rid of any of those. We do not want to erase any of those images. Okay, and then this is showing picture the trap, but this is picture layer 38, so that should be fine. Variables, yay. What? That is quite literally erasing every single, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well, let's get rid of all of them but 48 and 49. We don't even need 48 and 49, though, anymore now. So yeah, we can actually just get rid of all of these, because we're not even showing anything on those image layers for this thing. Then 39, we can get, well... yeah, why would we be erasing 39? Because none of this is using that. It's all 38. 38, 38, 38, 38, 38. So let's get rid of erase 39. Oh, this is making me really worried now. Crap. Am I using other image layers on these puzzles? Oh no. Am I using other image layers on these puzzles? Because this is puzzle 2. And I believe puzzle 2, this would be the one where you're doing like the little whack-a-mole type thing. Crap. I think it's using image layers that the cards used to be on. Crap. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Yep, that's what I was worried about. That's what I was worried about. Let's see, Handball says, is there a chip system like in Casino Blackjack as in betting? Not really, like, yes and no, but you don't actually set your bet. So basically the way that it is going to work, so it is blackjack, but it's kind of simplified blackjack. So the way that it works is with the regular monsters that you'll be fighting, when you go into combat. So kind of like how normal blackjack would work, you know, you draw your cards, the monster, the dealer, they draw their 2 cards, but you will see their 2 cards face up. And these monsters will never draw another card until, like, for the rest of this hand. Because these first 2 cards are basically setting this monster's combat power. So I need to draw at least a 10 to be able to beat the monster and attack. So since I drew a 20, I can play, and then I do damage. There we go. So you're kind of like, the betting is kind of you're gambling your own health, but you're not necessarily like, you know, saying like, hey, I'm gonna bet, you know, 30 health or something like that to be able to fight this monster. The gamble is more of, you know, because right now I've got a 15, right? Like I could fight him and go. But if I were to draw another card, I would technically do more damage. And so if I were to draw another card, it's kind of risky because I could bust. There we go. I busted. But I would have done a little bit more damage because I had 1 more extra card to do damage with. So that's kind of how the regular battles work in the game. But then there are the mini bosses that you'll be able to find and fight. So I can pull that guy up really quick. So the mini bosses are slightly different from how the regular monsters work, and that is you play more of like actual regular blackjack against them. So let me pull this up really quick and come over to here. And we're going to find room 41, which I should be probably pretty close to. Okay, we're in 44. Let's go this way. Go, let's find the mini boss. Of course, he's all the way down there. So each floor will have a mini boss on the floor, which you'll be able to use to activate that obelisk in that room that I was in. That obelisk allows you to then descend or ascend to the next floor. So yeah, so there's basically 2 options. You can either, if you find the obelisk, you can either attune to it and it'll show you where the mini boss is on the floor. And you can go fight the mini boss. Once he's dead, then you can move on to the next floor. Or you can do a blood sacrifice and then just be able to move on to the next floor yourself. But yeah, so once you get to the mini boss, you'll open the door, you'll head inside, and then you will fight the mini bosses. Now the mini bosses are more of like actual blackjack playing. So I've got a 13, he's got an 8. I'm going to draw 1 more because 13 just doesn't feel very safe. There we go. I've got an 18, so I'm going to stand on an 18. Then he'll do his play. We both got an 18. Now, the difference here is if both people tie. So, like, if I tie with the monster, basically the way that now comes down to is we will now do a dice roll. We'll almost kind of do a... what is that game? Like a I guess, kind of roulette-esque. So, but instead of like spinning a wheel, you'll choose, is it going to be evens, odds, 1 through 10, or 11 through 20? And then you just make your guess. It'll roll the d20, and depending on what it lands on, so I got a 13, so I win, so I get to attack, and then we go on to the next round. He got a blackjack, he attacks me, cool. I've got a 15, I'm going to stand on a 15, because that just feels safe. Nope, shouldn't have done that. Anyway, so yeah, so the mini-bosses are more of like playing actual blackjack against the monsters, and then, yeah. So, that's kind of what we got right now. That's the general vibe of the game. We are currently working on a vertical slice to get like a playable demo out that people will be able to download and play for free. But eventually there will be a lot more to the game. There will be a whole town eventually where there will be NPCs you can talk to, get quests. There's gonna be like a whole storyline for like, you know, why you're in the tomb and stuff like that. You know, all the backstory and all that good stuff. And yeah, that is eventually what we will have in the game. Let's see, Handball said, so like wait, oh my god, I had a friggin' stroke. So like if Slay the Spire was blackjack, kinda, yeah, kinda like that. Funny you should say that, actually. I actually played Slay the Spire for kind of the first time, like 2 weeks ago on the channel, and the inspiration for the new perk card system that we have is kind of like how the what are they called? They're not runes, the relics. How the relics kind of work in Slay the Spire, whereas basically, so each time you go from floor to floor, because I know that in Slay the Spire, it works when you get to like the end of the whole run, then you fight the monster, the mini boss, the whatever, the end of the level, and then you kind of get to pick between some different relics that have pluses and minuses. So kind of like that, but this will be in between every floor potentially. We're still kind of on the fence about exactly how often these are going to pop up. But yeah, so there will be perk cards that you will be able to select that will do things like, you know, increasing your max health, but then reducing the amount of pyro damage you can do, or increasing your dexterity, but reducing your vitality. And yeah, and then as you collect them, they'll kind of collect here. This is what we're working on right now, so it's a little jank, but they'll just kind of collect down here at the bottom. And then, yeah, and then basically the way that it'll work, so right now it's showing there's a whole bunch of the same things down here. It's not the way it's going to work once the game is finished, once we have more of these, because right now we only have 4. But eventually, basically what it'll be is if you already had one of these scroll perks down here, and if I were to select another scroll perk, it would do some kind of multiplier to it, or it would then cancel out the negative effect. So instead of receiving negative vitality but getting plus to dexterity, it would just add to my dexterity and get rid of the negative vitality modifier. So yeah, roughly kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, so then right now we're just kind of getting it so that they can show right here, over here in this section right here, so you kind of know what perks you have, and that's what we got going on right now. So if it seems like it'd be something fun or exciting, or if it seems like a game you would like to follow, I do all the game dev stream stuff here on the channel. You can also go find the game on Steam if you just want to know when it gets released. If you come over here to Steam and we look up Tomb of... Here we go, Tomb of Vercilias. Right there, you can wishlist it, and yeah. Eventually we will have a playable demo on here, and yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you being here, though. Hootie Hen says, I made a building in Minecraft, and it's bigger than 50 blocks tall. Holy smokes. That is a tall building. That is huge. I feel like anytime I make something, some large structure in Minecraft, I make some enormous thing, and then I never know what to do with it. I never know how to fill it, make it look good. It's usually just a giant cube. And then I call it good there. I feel like I've been so thirsty tonight. I am so sorry. Okay. So, let's see, where were we? Oh, yes, we were trying to figure out how to make it so that the friggin' stupid icons don't disappear. That's what we were doing. Yeah, because as of right now, everything seems fine. Oh, that's right, I need to actually turn on the traps again. So specifically, the traps seem to be having a problem. They make them disappear. Oh, that made all of them disappear. Oh, crap. You know what that means? I'm gonna have to redo a lot of these puzzles. Phew. Oh my gosh, does this thing still work? I wonder. Hey, look at that. Speaking of Slay the Spire, for anyone newer here, about 6 months ago, this was actually going to be the level select screen. Almost kind of like Slay the Spire, where you would be like choosing the path that you were going down. And yeah, general idea is the red ones meant there was going to be more monster spawns. Yellow ones, I think, was more loot you could be found. Gray was just normal. Green was it was going to be like a safe room, so you could, like, you know, buy and sell, heal, do your spell book, all that fun stuff. And yeah, then when you finally got to the end, then it was a mini boss. And that was how the level progression was going to go. Good times. I still really like the background animation, though. It is very trippy. I was very proud when I finished with it. And now it's not even in the game anymore. I mean, it kind of is, because it still technically takes you to the next place. But yeah, there's a lot in this game that it's just no more. Like this old safe room. This is what the safe room, before there was going to be a town, this is what the old safe room was going to look like. You could buy and sell your dice over here. You got the spell book over here. This was the old concept for the spell book. So you know, you'd have your dice over here. You drag them onto here and you know, create your different spells. You had your quest logs here, so you could accept these quests. You could probably still accept them, actually. Yeah, there we go. So accept that quest, and there we go. The ongoing quests. You got to gain experience, get to slay monsters, and reach player level 2. Good times. And you can only accept 3 quests at a time. Man. Good times. Simpler times. Very much so simple. All right, wait. Random tomb generation test. Oh my gosh, look! It's doing random tomb generation stuff. And then it broke. It broke. Anyway, all right. Okay, cool. Well, let's see what we got here. So let's come back over here. So in the tomb. Oh, we've got to adjust these puzzles. So this is just the puzzle timer. Save throw. Save throw random roll. Trap puzzle 1, trap puzzle 2. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I've got to change a lot of these. So I think what we're gonna do. Man. The only reason I'm going into the tomb is for the cats. I mean, that's fair. There are going to be a lot of them. 182 of them, to be exact. Axel says my music wasn't as popular as it is now back then. I mean, it's still not popular, but it's more so than then. I mean, I would say it's coming along. You are getting, or at least from what I can tell, you are getting more views than you were back then. So there you go. Slowly but surely. I mean, to be fair, it is a very slow and steady process. You are just releasing bangers, which I like. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? Handball says, wonder if you ever used Godot. By the way, I recently started using it, and its 3D is pretty good. I have not used Godot. So I've dabbled in Unreal Engine and Unity. Didn't get very far in either of those. It was too much work for the amount of time that I had to be able to, like, you know, do the hobby that is the game dev for me. But I have heard a lot of really good things about Godot. It's probably one that I would most likely switch and use if I would ever switch from RPG Maker. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. So you recently started using it. Do you have previous experience with other engines, or is this kind of like your first one that you've been starting to use? Godot it. Godot it. I feel like that I missed that first one, and I'm so sorry, Loki. It's got to be like the Emperor. Godot it. I probably should. So, oh, we got to change a lot here. Jeez. Oh, geez, Rick. So the image layers. I absolutely despise them in RPG Maker. They are sometimes the worst things in the world. Sometimes the worst things in the world. So I've got to change. So the card area is 28 through 38. So those are the image layers that I need to be using. So 28 through 38. So basically what I need to be doing, I cannot use 39. 39 starts on the perk card icons, and we don't want to use those. If we come over here and we do Scrap Puzzle 1. So 39. Okay. So basically, so what image layers are we using here? So 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. And game screen pictures, so 40, 41, 42, 43. Over here we've got 40. Oh, that is a lot of manual stuff. Holy crap. Okay. So for this one specifically, we're going to say 39 is now going to equal 28. We can just do 29. We don't need as many images here. So 29. So yeah, so we just change all those. Yeah, so 39 is 29, 40 is 30, 41 is 31, so on and so forth. 42 is 43, or 42 is 32, and 43 is 33. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. 39 is 29. 40 is 30. 40 is 30. This is just going to be so much fun to sit through, and I am so sorry, everybody. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done. This will fix the issue. That is for sure. It's just going to kind of suck. So 40 is 30. Why are we not changing 29? Oh, 29 is like the back of it. Yes. Okay. Simple enough. Handball says, I used Game Maker Studio 2 for a while, and I made a game called Ultra Tower Defense. By the way, it was my first game, but I had a friend who used Godot, and they said it was good, so I started. Well, I know that there are some people in the chat who will also confirm that Godot is good. I cannot say one way or another if it is actually good, but I know that some people will. Now, I have heard some really good things about it, and it probably would be one that I would look into if I could make this more than just a hobby of mine, you know? Because right now, with it literally just being, it's all I have time for, is this is a hobby. And so I'm kind of like, you know what? RPG Maker allows me to make what I want to make as of right now. So I'll make it work. And then, you know, whenever it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, maybe if I get to a point in my life where I can be like, okay, this is more than a hobby, maybe then I can make that change. We'll see. Because then I won't have to do stupid things like this, where I go through and manually change image layer references. So dumb. Oh well. Once it's fixed, and we'll be good to go. To be fair, when I did all of this months ago, like this was probably back in like February that I made these puzzles. I was not anticipating any of the things that we currently have in the game. There is so much more in the game than I was originally planning on adding. Like, ridiculous amounts more than I was planning on adding. So, it makes sense that I was building it in a very sloppy way, because I was just like, meh, whatever. This'll be fast, this'll be whatever. And now here we are, all this time later. Loki says, am I some people? Yes, Loki, you are some people. You are some people that would say that Godot is good. And honestly, you have sold it very well. I mean, again, like, I'm pretty convinced that I would probably give Godot a try if I was gonna try and switch to another engine after this game. If I had an idea that I couldn't do in RPG Maker. So here's the thing. Unless I was able to switch and do it full time, which I highly doubt that Tomb of Vercilias is going to make me be able to go and switch to being a full-time game dev. Highly doubt it. But if by some miracle it is, then maybe Godot is one that I would look into. at my door. I know I've said this before, but as little as I have actually played Baldur's Gate 3, soundtrack very. Okay, so you are going to be 29, 30, 31, 2, and 33. There we go. All right, so trap puzzle 1 should be good to go. Let's see if we can find it. If it goes to trap puzzle 2, we're going to have to reset. All right, there we go. Nothing disappeared over here. Sweet. Cool. Happy day. Tomb of Vercilias 2 Electric Boogaloo is made in Godot. It very well may be. It very well may be. But this one is still completely breaking things. So, let's get that one figured out. Handball says, I never released Ultra Tower Defense, though. Was it just... Did it never get to the point where you felt like you could release it? Or did you just never get all the way through it? Because either way, like, completely understandable. It happens. Is it something that you would eventually maybe finish and release? Because I will say this, I absolutely love tower defense games. They are fantastic stuff. And I'm always down to give a nice new indie tower defense game a try. Why am I skipping over... Wait. 2-1, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3. Oh, 2-1 is the board itself. Okay. And then some reason jumps over 30. Oh well, let's go to 31 and 32 and 33 and 35 apparently. And oh my god. And 34, 36, 7, 38, and 39. Wheat. Okay, in here, I don't think this is any game screen show pictures. 40 plus. Oh. Okay, so I think you would need to then be 30 plus that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now you are 30. 31. 30. 32. 30. 3, 34, 30, 35, 36, 30, 37, 30, 38. So close. Last one. 30 and 39. Race picture 30. Cool. Here is the end. Okay, now neither of these should actually erase any of the perk icons. Handball says, I'm thinking about making a dark fantasy inspired game almost like Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or Dark Souls. That would be a lot of fun. Oh, you should make Ocarina of Time like a game like Ocarina of Time, but in a Dark Souls style. Like an open world RPG, Dark Souls. I know that's literally what Dark Souls is, but more open world like Ocarina of Time. I guess it's more like an Elden Ring type thing. Okay, so we still erased one of these, which is not ideal. So what would have erased that? That would have been image layer 39. It would have been image layer 39. Are any of you 39? Balls. No. Oh, crap. I have enough image layers, but I'm literally gonna have to do this. Reduce them all by 1. Because my image layers that I can use are 28 through 38. Good times. Alright, so you're not 30, you need to be 29. Ugh. 29. You're 30. 9. 1. I should have actually checked on that. I don't know why I didn't. That was my bad. That was my bad, everyone. I am sorry. 3. 9. 34. 9. 5. 9. 36. 9. 37. 29. And 38. What the freak? Get out of here, narrator window. I don't know how I accidentally hit that hotkey so often. Like, the fact that it has happened more than once. Terrible stuff. All right. Now, let's give this a shot and see what happens. So if we come over here and we find... What? Why? It's missing! And I think it's something to do, potentially, with this door. So that's the decorations. Room decorations. Room decor animations. 24. 24. 25. 24. Odd. Let's see, Lovelane says, I could not see having an issue like this in Godot or Unity. This is weird. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Not at all. So, for anyone who's unfamiliar with how images work in RPG Maker, the way that it works is when you want to show an image, you have to basically give it an ID, 1 through 99. And then the way that you will, or I guess it's 1 through 100. And then the way you will be able to reference that images, so you can animate it and do whatever you want to do, is you need to reference that image layer, that ID that you've given it. And it maxes out at 100. You cannot have more than 100 image layers in RPG Maker MV. They have remedied that in RPG Maker MZ, which is a newer version of RPG Maker. But in RPG Maker MV, you can show up to 100 image layers. The problem is, if you ever want to shift things around and change how images are shown, you have to then shift the ID of the image layers that you are then referencing, and it's just not good. So, yeah, because then here's the other thing. It's not just an ID that you're giving it. This is also affecting the Z-axis of the image. So the higher the ID that it has, the higher on the Z-axis that it is. So you can't just be like, oh, show image layer 1 and have it be above image layer 20. Anything that is, like, any ID that is higher goes above whatever image ID is lower. Very bizarre stuff. Not a fan of it at all. But that's just how things are in RPG Maker. Unfortunately. So where is... Because this would be image layer 39, right? Where would be image layer 39? Shouldn't be anything here. This is 99. 23, okay. 26. Show image layer 25. Actor, set values. Okay. 96, 95. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 38. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 9, 99, 99. 4, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 5. This is changing variables. So show. Oh, that's just that. Image layer 24, that's decor. Show the obelisk 3 on image layer 25, 25, 23. 26, 25, 25. Six, 26, 26, 27, 27, 27. Huh. Okay, let's go find out what image layer is image layer 39 in the mini boss room. So that is, let's go to room 28. Okay, so it erases it here too. Okay, so let's pull up the developer console. And we're gonna say game screen dot pictures 39. What is image layer 39, right? 39 is what do you mean uncaught type error? Game screen dot pictures is not a function. Game screen dot picture, is it just picture 39? I think that might be it. Picture 39 is null. So it just erases image layer 39? Why and where? Wait, this one? I named this one? It's gotta be the last one, right? I think so. Let's see here. Lovelane says, how the hell was Heroes Hour made in Maker? That's the great thing about RPG Maker, is you can make people question and guess how and why were these games made in RPG Maker. Most people can't give you a good answer. I'm one of those people. I also cannot give you a good answer as to why some of these things are made in RPG Maker. But they are. They are. So with room decor animations, it's just showing image layer 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, and then 25, which is fine. But there should be nothing, unless something is specifically erasing image layer 39. But I'm not seeing anything like that. To just erase 39. Or at least specifically when you go into that room. Like, what on earth is erasing 39 when you enter that room? Loading. Oh! 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 We found it. We found it. Oh! No. Okay, so image layer 39 is the choice selector. So when you're hovering over a choice, it shows this highlight thing. So let me show you. So if we come over here and we pull up here and then we go to room 22, go to room 22. I completely forgot that I put so many traps now. What? Okay, I thought it was like actually broken. We're not broken somehow. We are not broken. I'm kind of getting broken inside, but we're not broken yet. All right, so 22, let's go over to the left. 1 and 2. So, yeah, so if you kind of go like this, that little highlight thing showing you what you're hovering over, that is what is the issue. Because that is image layer 39. Oh, Sidewalk Groove was playing. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, I don't think I named either of these songs. That is true. That is a good song. I do like that one. Can you guess my favorite number? I'm gonna guess 17. 17 is my guess. Pi, specifically only to the second digit. 3.1 or 3.14. It's got to be that one. That or 8. There's so many good numbers. Let's see. Handball says just wishlisted Tomb of Vercilias on Steam. Looks great. Ah, thank you, Handball. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's coming along. It's slow but steady progress. I just do this as a part-time thing. You know, it's like 12 hours a week that I have to spend on it. So it is very slow, but we are making progress. Like I said, I've been working on this for about 10 months now. So we're getting close to having a playable demo working. So hopefully it'll be, you know, a good way for people to kind of get it in their hands, kind of get an idea of what the game would be like, and then eventually getting the full thing released. So yeah. But I appreciate that. Thank you for the wish list. Thank you. Okay, so we need to use a different image layer for this. We could probably just use 38. I think 38 would work just fine. I don't think there's any other reason to do anything else, because with doing that, we can just literally just do that. 38. Yeah, I think that should be all right. Okay, so anywhere that it references 39, just do 38. 39, 38. 39, 38, 39, 38. 9, 38. 9 is 38. I do wonder what that bug was, though, on that puzzle. I don't know why it bugged out like that. Yes, I do. I believe I got rid of all of the references to erase image layers. No, I just didn't change. Okay, yep, I actually know exactly where we need to go to fix that. All right, trap puzzle 2. So this is 28 through 38. Yeah, I deleted... Yeah, I deleted it. So down here where it says delete 29 through 33, that actually gets rid of this trap puzzle. Okay, so trap puzzle timer 1, trap puzzle timer 2. Come down here, 39 through 49. It's deleting my entire inventory of perk cards, when really we need to be deleting 28 through 38. So, let's get rid of all of that. Nope. There we go. 28 through 38. That should fix that. Cool beans, cool beans. Okay, now we go and find that trap somewhere else. I thought there was like some horrible some issue. Oh, we're good. We're good. All right, that fixed that. Awesome. So now we need to go find the actual mini boss, or the whatever room. So 52. Let's go to room 52. Wherever that be. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Oh, that's not awesome. Still deleted that thing. Why? You should be using 38 now. Should be. Did it erase there or at some other point in time? 29. We're in room 26. 7. 28. Still deleting that. But still deleting 39. Where is it deleting 39 from? Found it. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, that was concerning. There we go. Had to pull my socks up. They were slipping, which is crazy because they're ankle socks, so. All right then. So, everything should be fine now. Come over here. This guy, I'm like 99% sure this puzzle's fine. Okay, everything's fine there. We'll find another puzzle. That's the exact same puzzle. This is another thing that we're gonna have to add more puzzles to the game. So it's not the exact same two every single time, because you get a lot of repeats like this. Okay, it's all still there. Fantastic. Holy smokes, this has been like, this cleanup has been the worst part of this whole thing so far. Okay, so we need to go to room 38, and we're currently in 28. There we go. All right, that's all fine. I can hover over these. I can click on that. It'll reveal the mini-boss. Let's go over to the mini-boss. Now, does entering the mini-boss's tomb do anything crazy? Good. Nothing crazy. 19. We are standing on a 19. We're going to hold that 19. 12, 22. Sucker. What happened to my perk items? Oh. Okay. We're making progress. Slowly but surely we are making progress. Oh my gosh. This has been painful. Don't use RPG Maker to make games like this, kids. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Oh no. Okay, up to 38. 33. Okay. There's gonna be something somewhere in here that just erases a whole bunch of image layers, right? What? It's not on these first draws. Everything's fine there. Is it here? The 33, 34, 81, 28, 29, 30, 31. 7, 6, 29, 29, 29, 35, 28, 28, 28, 34, 27, 27, 33. Aha! 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Okay, that is a bit of a problem. Okay. So what are you actually supposed to be erasing? What was 38, 39, 40, 41, 42? What if we just change you kind of like I'd done with the other one? So 28, 29, 29, 30, 31, 32. I believe that is all of the player's cards. I think. 27 through 34. Okay, that's 2. Okay. Think. Everything else should be all right. $38, $37, $36, $35, $34, $33, $32, $31, $30, $29, $28, $27, $27, $28, $29, $30, $31, $32, $33, $34, $35, $36, $37, $38. Okay, all of that is fine. Okay, holy smokes. I think we're finally almost done. At least this is not some bug that I can't figure out. It's just trying to make it work correctly is all. And that has been a nightmare. That has been a bit of a nightmare. Okay, so I can I did not want to do a blood sacrifice. I want to find the mini-boss room. So, mini-boss room. Where are you? 51. Okay, well, that should be right around... Nope.
Thanks for the follow, Axel_Benedict.
Axel, thank you for the refollow. I appreciate that. 51. I think it's going to be down from here and then over. You know what? I'm just going to let it hit me. Screw you, you freaking traps. Screw you. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. Not even the slightest. Also, that froze again. Yay for freezing. Gotta keep you on your toes. True. Gotta stay on my toes. Oh, boy. I've been following longer than Axel. Wow. That is true, Axel. Every time you do that, it resets your follow time. So who knows? You could be some new dude. Never seen before. Welcome. What is that? Axel_Benedict. Welcome, Axel_Benedict. Glad you're here. Glad you found the stream. Welcome. Come on in. Sit on down. Okay, so that's the Yahtzee thing. Trap puzzle. Saving throw. What is actually doing? That's the trap puzzle. Well, trap 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5. Okay. Huh. 38. Erase picture 39. Yes, that should be 38. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. What? Is it broken on both sides? Like on both puzzles? That's what I want to know. Broken on both puzzles. Because if we can find that out, freak happened to my hair. Good times. I need a haircut. It's getting out of hand. Okay, so this one is definitely very broken, right? Very broken indeed. What about this one? Is this one as broken? Does it at least erase? Nope. Okay, well... balls. This is just the movement. This is the dice move. This is the monster animation. This is the cards, the menu items, the room decor animations, the player damage. And I think all of this stuff, so we got this saving throw, we got skip saving throws, we got whatever this is, and this is an old mini-boss card draws. Okay. So then saving throw roll. I don't think you're anything right now, but saving throw, so you are important. We'll leave you as is. And then you are trap puzzle 2. So 28 through 38. This is you clicking on the buttons, doing the thing. Okay. And then you are the actual trap puzzle 1. This is you clicking on the things, doing the thing. And then this is the puzzle timer. So this is for puzzle timer 1. So turn off show puzzle trap timer, and then the spikes go up. So what is actually deleting the images then? Is it just somewhere in here? Turn on 95B to true. 95B to true. Same thing here, it turns on B to true. And then waits 10 frames. Else move that down. So what is actually erasing all those images then? Huh. Let's see, Lovelane says, so you've been working on it for 10 months on the game. If you were working full-time, how long you think it would take you for the demo? Like, are you meaning if I had been able to work on it full-time for the full 10 months? Or are you meaning, like, if I were to start now working on it full-time, how long would it take me to get the demo? Okay, I feel like if I had been able to be working on it full-time for the past 10 months, the demo would definitely be out. So here's the thing. I had a timeline of releasing the game this summer. But that's because for the first couple of months that I was doing this, I was doing this full-time. Well, kind of. I was doing content creation full-time because I had been laid off from my job. I got laid off last November, and then I started doing this for a couple months while I looked for another job, and then I had to switch it back down to slightly less time. Yeah, so I was streaming 5 days a week for like 5 hours each day. So definitely not full-time actual game dev stuff, but it was about twice as much as I was working on it now. Now, to be fair, I have added and changed a lot in terms of what I want to do with the game since then. There is a lot that I have added to the game. But yeah, I definitely would have the demo out now if I was able to keep doing it full-time. The game would probably not be done still, considering everything that I've added to it since then, but it would be considerably closer. Yeah. Okay, okay, here's what I'm confused by. I have no idea what was erasing images originally. Because this is actually showing the spikes come up. So you got trap 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1. This is basically the animation of these spikes coming up. So come over here to trap. Where the freak that is. Yeah, there we go. Trap. Yeah, so this is the animation of the trap, the spikes coming up, and then going down. That's what this whole animation thing is. But as far as I know, it would have deleted all those images before it started doing this. So that's where I don't... So if you're less than or equal to 0, turn on 95B to true. 95B, which is this page right here, it sets this to true. But there's nothing in here that would have deleted the image layers, because this is you actually working on it. And this is if puzzle timer is greater than or equal to 1. So as long as you still have time on puzzle timer, you can be switching these pieces. What?
Axel_Benedict says, hey Moon Man, guess the number. 1 to 50.
I'm gonna say... 25. Nice. Nice. In the middle number. 25. That is my guess. So if you get it right, so this is everything here, then it clears everything here, which is fine. What the?
Axel_Benedict gifted 1 subscriptions to the Moonwood Alliance.
Axel, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Close enough. Well, thank you, Axel. Thank you so much. Hey, look at that. You have reclaimed your spot as #1 on the gifted sub tiers. Well done. Congratulations. And thank you, Axel. Yeah, I appreciate that. So thank you. Gotta take that #1 spot. You've deserved it. You've earned it and you deserve it. So thank you, Axel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everyone, let's give some 07s in the chat for Axel. Also, let's see. Does it say who got it? Gave out 1 community sub gift to Wardstone Studio. Well, Wardstone, congratulations on the gifted sub. Use it well. Use it well. Lovelane says, I feel you. I'm just recently unemployed, but I don't have the want to do it all again. Wait. So you're just recently unemployed, but I don't have the want to do it all again. Like finding a job or doing game dev stuff? And like, I mean, either one, completely understandable. Also, I am so sorry. Yeah, it is rough right now trying to find a job. Like I honestly like got very lucky in the job that I did find because it was a friend of mine who had recently got hired at the company and was like, "Oh, you guys need an IT person. You should hire this. Like, let's hire this guy." So yeah, definitely very, very lucky there. Yeah, that is rough. I'm sorry, Lovelane. Finding a job, yep. So I'm doing game dev stuff. That's fair. No, that's fair. And honestly, like, so long as you have the means to get by for a bit, nothing wrong with that. I mean, like I said, I did it for a few months because it was the week of Thanksgiving of last year that I got laid off. And it wasn't until the start of February of this year that I finally found a job. So that was like 3 months almost that I was unemployed. I guess it was December and January, and then some of November and some of like the very beginning of February. It's like 2.5 months. But yeah, no, it's it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, doing the game dev stuff definitely helps. Especially like in terms of like giving you a good distraction, keeping you, giving you something to do, something to focus on. It is a huge help, I will say. And that goes for anything like game dev, anything creative. If you're making music, videos, art, like whatever it is, some kind of creative outlet is a really great way to be able to keep your mind focused, keep it sharp. But yeah, anything job related, it is a nightmare. I believe, and I think I still have the spreadsheet. I think that I applied to, I think it was like 112 jobs, like 112 positions in those like 2.5 months that I was applying to jobs. It was rough. It was bad. It was several per day that I was sending out my resume and just everything, like just anywhere and everywhere. I'm like, anyone. And would have a few interviews. I'd do maybe 1, maybe 2 at a couple of them. But for the most part, it was, I would send in my resume, maybe set in a cover letter, and then like 2 or 3 days later, I'd get some automated email back, and they're like, "We appreciate the time and effort you put into applying. We're going a different direction. We'll keep your records on file." And it's just like, cool. So I feel you there. Yeah, it is not fun, not great at all. But I will cross my fingers you find something soon. So Jesse, who's usually over on YouTube, I think Jesse's sick right now, so probably not here, sick. But yeah, so Jesse, I know, was looking for a job for, I think it was probably about 2-3 months-ish, before he finally found something. So hopefully, fingers crossed for you. Axel says, I'm thinking of doing construction until my music pops off. This job I have does not pay enough, and the last job I had literally killed me. Fair. Construction is very difficult, but it is decent paying. You will get a decent paycheck for doing construction. Not a bad idea.
_Benedict cheered 5 bits. I still have the bits #1 slot by at least 2,000.
That is true. You do have that slot by quite a bit. I think it would be quite a while before someone were to overtake you there. Let's see. Loveland says, yeah, I'm not playing the game anymore. I spent all year last year to get this one, and I can't imagine doing it again. Oh, yeah, that's not fun. That is not fun at all. Yeesh. Well, I hope that the game dev stuff works. Yeah, that is a long time to be searching for a job. I thought that I had it bad, and that was only like 2 months that I was doing it. Eat. Let's see. Mosta, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Love the bread. Meow. Meow, indeed. Hopefully you've been doing well. How's your week been going, though? I hope well. Yeah, I do not know where this would have been. Yeah, it's like 30, 31, 31, 32, 32, 33, 33, and then it erases 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. This is like the initialization. 29 through 33. And this is if you actually win, 29 through 33. But like, what? This is why I'm so confused. Okay, like the dungeon spawn, RTG all, monster spawns, execute room traps. This is the actual room trap stuff. But it's like, this isn't erasing any images or anything like that. So yeah, so you got glyph puzzle, you've got whack-a-mole. And then once you're in here, this is the actual puzzle timer itself. But none of this actually erases images. So 9.5. Set room trap to disable. This is just variable stuff. Game self switches. Okay. Huh. Let's see, Matthew Vorse over on YouTube says, I recognize the song. What name is it? I believe it is... Well, it's from Studio Ghibli. I'm trying to remember what... I think this is from... Totoro. It's either from Totoro... Or... I don't think it's Spirited Away. And I don't think it's Kiki's Delivery Service. I think it's Totoro. But now you've got me trying to think of what it's from. I'm like 99% sure it's Totoro. Pretty sure. Yeah, just some good lo-fi rendition of some Studio Ghibli's music. It's good stuff. Also, welcome. Glad you're here. Let's see. Mosa says my week is going wonderful. I hope yours is as well. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's this week is definitely going better than last week. I will say that. Slowly but surely, life's getting better. Oh wow, I'm super delayed. You gotta refresh the stream. See if it does any better. Fingers crossed. Okay, well, See, Matthew says, very nice background music, and you have a great speaking voice. Glad life is getting better. Well, thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do enjoy me some good old lo-fi music, and I appreciate you say that about my voice. Yeah, so thank you, and I'm glad that you are glad my week is getting better. All sorts of happy feelings all around. All right, I appreciate the kind words. You're awesome, man. Wow, lovely. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Good old Matthew Pog. Okay, well, I am at a loss. Like, I would have thought for sure, because this is erasing image layers 28 through 38. Okay. So if puzzle timer is greater than or equal to puzzle timer max, then you win. Oh, wait. Is there an else handler here? No, there's not an else handler. So where is the actual lose condition then? Here it is. Here's the lose condition. So did I just delete a whole bunch of stuff? Should I be coming in here and saying erase image layers 28 through 38? I don't remember getting rid of all this, but maybe I did. Maybe I'm just losing my mind and I got rid of all of this stuff. So we're just gonna wait for 20 frames, and then maybe we come in here and we erase all those. Maybe those were there before. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So let's come over here. See what happens. So it is the whack-a-mole one. Good. It should be playing an animation here. I don't know why it's not. Maybe don't erase image layer 38. Oh. But then over here, so you're 29 through 33. So if we come down here, 29 through 33, we erase 29, 33, and then we come over here and we paste that into there. Your guess is going to be as good as mine. Which I think is like the proper way to do game dev stuff, is to just guess. You guess and you hope for the best. Why is it not? Oh my gosh, what have I broken? Like, what have I actually broken? Why? How? By just erasing image layers right there. I am so stupid. I'm not supposed to be winning the puzzles. This is supposed to be the puzzles running out of time and then doing this. I'm so... That's the win condition. I'm adjusting the lose condition. You freaking idiot. Oh my gosh. Someone. Take me out. Take me out, coach. I am in no mental capacity to be doing this kind of stuff. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see what happens. Let's go find another trap. Okay, and then we're going to lose and see what happens. There we go. That is what is supposed to look like. Okay, let's come over here. Let's find out, see if we can find another trap. I don't know why I cannot find another trap. It should be spawning so many of these things. Okay. Let's test this one, see what happens. It should delete everything here, but none of these. None of those. Just stuff here. Okay. There we go. That seems to be working well. Okay. Well, let's see here. Axel says, speaking of lo-fi, after my high-pass soundtrack album, I think I'm going to go back to lo-fi instead of jazz. Not a bad idea. I mean, I like your jazz, but I do really like your lo-fi. Your lo-fi is really good. But either way, whatever you're making, all sounds fantastic. Okay, so those seem to be working again now. I guess I just deleted those. I don't know why I would have. And you would think that I would have remembered deleting, telling it to delete image layers. I don't know. I don't know. But it's working now, and that is what matters. So, cool beans. Now I think we can finally get back to actually having the overlays happen. Let's do that. So, I think what's going to work the best. What's going to work the best? Excuse me. I think probably we need to put this into a common event. Yeah, I think we put these in a common event, the tooltips. Tooltips. Toolitipios. Bold Turtle says, hey. Welcome, Bold Turtle. Glad you're here. Axel says, hey, Moon Man, I gotta go. Early day tomorrow. See ya, my good man. Axel, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening, and we will see you on the next stream on Thursday. I hope. But good luck with your early morning tomorrow. But Bold Turtle, how you doing? How's life going for you? Hum. Yeah, I think if we put this into a common event, copy that, paste it. I don't know, maybe? Yeah, because we're going to need these tooltips basically all over. Because these tooltips are going to have to show in the tomb. I guess they're not going to have to show in the town. Just in the tomb. So we don't want it running all the time. But with tooltips, you do have to have it set to either auto-run or parallel to have it actually do things. Let's see, Bulb Turtle says, I'm good. I put up my Steam page recently. Hey, that is absolutely fantastic. If you want to share a link, I would absolutely love to see it. It's a lot of work to get a Steam page up. I will say, it is a ton of work. So, the fact that you got it up, absolutely fantastic stuff. Yeah, of course, yeah, share it. I want to pull it up. I want to see it. I want to share it with the world. Okay, so, yeah. How are we going to do this? Oh, all right, what do we got? What do we got here? Oh, boy. Everybody ready for this? Beetle, be right back. Oh, my gosh. Beetle Be Right Back is a short, cozy keyboard adventure. Keyboard venture, where you can type casually and take your time, explore strange lands, solve unique puzzles, and discover whimsical new ways to use your keyboard as you embark on a journey to find your lost beetle. Oof! I love it! Exercise. Ooh. That looks really... I love the look of that. Sunset. Metropolis. Dunes. Oh my gosh. This is really cool looking. I really like this. Oh my god. I love like the dithering that you have for the gradients. That looks so good. I also don't know what it is about this. It's just like the way the water all looks, the way it's like shimmering, that looks so good. So freaking good. Power on. Good morning. Crush. Oh my gosh, what? What? Exercise. What? Stir it, quickly. Man. Bulb Turtle, this is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Very nice. Very well done. Ooh. Yeah, this looks super good. I really like that. Add to my wish list. Wish list. Yeah, no, that is absolutely beautiful. Love the art. Love the aesthetic. Love the typing. I've always wanted to make a game where you like type to do stuff. So yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. Very well done. I love it. Yeah, everybody, make sure to go wish list. Beetle, be right back. Go wish list it right now. I'm going to assume you've all gone and wish listed it. Yeah, very well done. I love it. Very, very good stuff. I salute you. It makes the art in my game not look good. I will say that. I need to do better. I will do better. I will see your game, and it will inspire me to do better, work harder, and make my art and stuff look better. I'll see. I can let you know how I did the water. Let me know. Yeah, absolutely. Is it? I mean, like, is it some kind of shader that you have working, or is it something else? Your art's amazing. I mean, I'm proud of it because I made it, but I think I just really, I'm a sucker for like old school dithering on, like, you know, being able to do like doing the gradients with dither. It just looks so good. I need to do more of that in my game. I think that's what I'm so jealous of. I'm like looking at your game and I'm like, oh, I need more of that in my game. Yeah, very well done. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. You did fantastic stuff with that. Yeah, very well done on getting that up. How long have you had it up for? Has it been like was it just like this week, or has it been a little bit longer than that now? So yeah, so if we're gonna be doing this, the water uses a few different sprite layers, and yeah, uses shaders for the glimmer effect. Very nice. Well, yeah, executed perfectly, I would say. Yeah, it looks so good. It's been 2 weeks. Nice. Do you have a rough idea when you're planning on kind of having it done and ready to go out? I mean, I obviously coming soon. Yeah, do you feel like it's getting pretty close, or do you still have quite a bit of work to do on it? So yeah, so I think having these tooltips in this common event is going to be the best way to go about this. Because if not, I basically have to duplicate this event onto other pages, onto other maps, be able to reference. But then if I make a change on one, I will then have to go back and make a change on the other. Whereas if it's a common event, I can just call on it. I think that's going to be the best way to go about it. I think. There's still a lot to do on it. That's fair. That is fair. I'm same boat with this game. Man. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. Now you can only trigger this either manually or with an auto or parallel process. So we could either have it running in parallel all the time, or we could just call it manually. Now, if we were to do that, how would we do it? So over here, when you hover over hard 1, turn on perk tooltip. And then basically what we would do is we would then say, common event, we would call tooltips. So just call it once, do its thing, and then call it. So if I guess we can just cut this entire tooltip event. So we just take it off that map. It's gone. Come over here. It should still work because it calls it once. Magical scroll of fairly will make you nimble. Okay. But then if we come down here, it's all going to be the exact same stuff because it's not actually updating. But if we then come in here, come over here, and then all we have to do is just copy common event tooltips. And then down here, as it turns that on, just do that, 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 and that. Cool. That way, every time you manually hover over something, it will automatically update the tooltip. Sweet. Woo! Like, even if you go, like, really fast over some things. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and it should update automatically every single time. So it's not like it should run into issues of it automatically, or it not updating frequently enough. Cool. So, we now have a centralized place, a common event, where we'll be able to just update all the perk information, and then we can call on it manually over in this other spot. So, back over here in the tomb. If we were to do that, come back over here, so we have here. So all we have to do is when we hover over these, actually have it show. Cool. How are we going to do that? I think what's going to work best is we're going to have basically use all the same elements, except right now when you hover over something and it shows this little tooltip window here, this is just two image layers that are being shown. But the way that everything's working in the tomb itself with image layers, we can't really utilize two more image layers to be actually showing these things. So what we're going to do is have this image just be... That's why it looked weird. I was like, wait, why is this text so far and not centered? It's because there's supposed to be a short description here and that. So, yeah, I think what we're going to do then is we're going to show a thing, and it's going to be great. So, let's do this. Let's come over here. Let's grab the tooltip. Nope, the perk, not the poo-poo cards, perk tooltip or perk message box. Crap, which one is it? It shows perk message box. Okay. Yeah, so perk message box, let's copy that, come over here to some dude, HUD, pictures, paste that in there. Cool. Images, pictures, and then back over to here. Full Tutorial says, I want to release it sometime next year to be general. So there you go. Yeah, and honestly, that's probably roughly the rough timeline for this game as well, for the full release. Demo is definitely this year. Full release is probably going to have to be next year, unfortunately. As much as I wish that I could release it this year, I just don't think it's going to be ready by then. Yeah, that is super cool. I am very excited. Do you plan on doing any kind of like demo for it, or is it going to be like a full release and that's just... I have personally noticed trying to make a playable demo kind of a nightmare. It does help get it out sooner, but you got to do a lot of polish on an unfinished game, which is not very fun. Okay, so we're gonna show that, and then basically the idea is what we need to do is we now need to say F12. We're gonna create a new picture layer. Create new. We're gonna say you are going to be image perk message box. Refresh. There we go. And we're going to hide everything that's not being shown. There we go. So we have the perk message box right here. Now let's move this. Let's change this to be overlay. What? Yeah, take him down, Hootie. Take him down. Move these up to there. Perfect. Now, you are going to be layer, I don't know, 10. Refresh. Now, same thing with these other layers here. So we come down, multi-line text. Let's actually hover over Potion of Power. Yes. So you're going to be layer 11. Refresh. You're going to be layer 11. Refresh. You're going to be layer 11. Refresh. And you are going to be layer... Oh yeah, 10. There we go. Now, I only want you to show when we're hovering over things in the other place. How are we going to do that? Over here in the tomb. I think what we can do... Well, yeah, I guess we can just do that. Let's just come over here. Let's copy in this else handler. This guy right here. Yes. Copy that. Bulbatorl says, oh, good question. I may do a demo, but if I do, it'll be right before I do a full release. It'll be more like helping with Steam wishlist velocity before I release the full game. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, because here's the thing. I have zero experience at all, so I don't know how beneficial a playable demo is before full release. I don't know. But I feel like that also couldn't hurt. I don't know. I don't know, though. Either way, though, I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Dazu says, hello, everyone. Long time no see. It has been a while, Dazu. Welcome. Glad you're here. How's life been for you? How's your week going? Hopefully it's going well for you. Okay, so over here in the tomb, where would be another good spot to put this? We don't want it in with the dice. We don't want it in with the cards. We don't want it in with the movement. I don't think we want it in with the Tomb Master either. I think we have to do our own thing. Yeah, I think so. All right, so this is going to be the perk tooltips. There we go. Perk tooltips, parallel process. Here we go. All right. So we need to get the X and the Y for all of these different fun things. Let's come over to where the freak is. There's Photoshop. We need the X and the Y for all this stuff. So let's come over here. Say you are 1036, 476. 1046. Crap. 1036, 476. 1036, 476. My dyslexia is just gonna destroy me. Bulbatorl says, yeah, it's tricky, still researching that stuff myself. Put it in with the dices. I wish that I could. Bye, see you next stream. How close are you from making a demo? Oh. Okay, so wait. The Hootie Hand, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And, yeah. And then I'll see you, hopefully in the next stream on Thursday. And Bulbatorl says, how close are you from making a demo? The goal was to have it done last month. And then the goal got pushed to before the end of this month. And now I have no idea. There is no technically ETA on it. The hope... No. It will be out before the end of the year. The hope is to have it out before the end of November. So month, maybe two, hopefully closer to a month. Yeah, there's just a few extra like last minute systems that I need to finish with, which is like this perk card system. After that, then it's mostly just adding more content. So more monsters, more traps, more puzzles, more perk cards, more just adding more to the systems that are already pre-established. Should hopefully be where we're at in the next like week or so. We're kind of getting close to having the perk card system done. And then at that point, it's actually just adding perk cards, making sure the stats are actually working correctly, and then calling it good. So, yeah, so the plan is before the end of the year. The goal is within the next month or two to then have a playable demo up on Steam. And then at that point, hopefully be able to generate a little bit more hype so that next year I can have more, hopefully, wish lists for when the full game actually gets released. We'll see. We will see. All right, so 1036, 476. And then what is the other X and Y? Other X and Y is 1100 and 540. 1100 and 540. They're just going to say, so long as 644 is greater than 0, which means there is a thing. So slot. Now, we do not want to turn on, we do not want to show these image layers. So get rid of those. Card hovering is going to equal 4. And then we're going to say turn on perk tooltip. Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to think of how we're going to actually have this. Because we want... I want it to be where if perk tooltip is on... Maybe let's do this. Let's just do... Turn on perk tooltip. Yeah, perk tooltip should be... Yeah, so it gets turned on. I don't think we want a second switch. I don't think so anyway. Bold Toro says, I'd love to play it. Oh, well, I would hope so. I would absolutely love for you to play it as well. Yeah. So fingers crossed. Hopefully in the next month or two, we should have a playable demo out. And hopefully should be able to get some feedback as well, so we can kind of figure out, you know, where the weak points are, what we need to make more fun, all that good stuff. So, okay. So perk tooltip is actually showing the text, which is fine. But I think what we also want to have, yeah, we just need to have another one. That'll just make it easier. So 141 is what we currently have turned on. Perk tooltip, and then we're gonna also then say perk tooltip show, I don't know, window. Sure. Might as well. Turn both of those out. So if 143 is on. If we come over here, we can then say hide everything else. So then condition is if game variables, game switches dot value 143 equal to true. Go. And then if we come over here and we do that, then we should be able to what? What happened? Oh. I know what happened. So, image layer 5 is the, like, borders of all the different windows. And then image layer 6 is the player face graphic. There we go. That'll fix that. Okay, now if we come over here, holy smokes, that scared the crap out of me. I was like, what the crap did I break? Yeah, all of these border lines and then the player image disappeared, and that's what I was kind of freaking out about. Okay, so if we hover over that, it'll show it there, and then, yeah, if you leave, it stops. I am not a huge fan of that. I think I might... I think I might actually make this one specifically slightly larger. So if we come over here, we go Dungeon, UI. Okay, so I want the width of it to be 744. Easy enough. 744. Come over here to Sumran Dev, HUD, Pictures. You're going to have a canvas size of 744. Transform, set you to neighbor. Widen you out. Alright, save that. Cool. Now if we come back over here, and it still should remain centered, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Still probably looks a little bit funky. Yeah, definitely looks a little funky. But, it should get the job done. We definitely want to have this not work in very specific thing. So, we're gonna have to, figure some of that stuff out. But that is neither here nor there. We'll get it figured out eventually. For now, though, let's just get these tooltips working. So, at this point, we just need to do... have it turn that on for all of these. And then we just get the X and the Y for all of the squares themselves. Shouldn't be too bad. Couldn't be. I guess we'll see. 1116, 476. 1116, 476. $11.80, $5.40. $11.80, $5.40. You are if... That should stay the same, actually. On 2. Yeah, at this point, I think I should just be adjusting these boxes. The confines. 1196, 476. 1196, 476. 1196, 476. And 1260, 540. 1260, 540. Cool. That should be the first row. And then slot 4, so the start of the second row. 1036, 556. 1036, 556. And then we've got... That's right, still on this one. 1100, 620. 1100, 620. And box 5. 1116, 556. 1116, 556. Oh my gosh, it's already 1140. Holy crap. Also, okay, that is correct. 1180, 620. 1180, 620. Okay. Last one on this row. 1196, 556. 1196. 556. $12.60, 620. $12.60, 620. All right, last row. And then I think we should basically be done with the perk system. freaking goodness. 1036, 636. 1036, 636. 1036, 636. And 1100, 700. Remember? All right, slot 8 is going to be 1116, 636. 1116, 636. 1180, 700. 1180, 700. Okay, and then slot 9. Freaking thank goodness. 1196, 636. 1196, 636. 1260, 700. 1260, 700. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, now if we come over here, we've got all of our perks. Awesome, happy day. Let's come over here, and we should be able to hover over them and see the perks. Is it the best thing in the world? No. Will we change it eventually? Maybe. Does it work for now, though? Yes, it does. It does. Dazu says, did Slay the Spire help with the perks? It kind of did, actually. So, I mean, we kind of already had, like, the general idea here of what we're going to be doing with the perks. But I will say, something that I did really like about Slay the Spire is the way that they handled the card power-ups. So, like, you being able to, like, level up the cards you have, right? So kind of taking that aspect of it, so not necessarily the relics from Slay the Spire, but more of the card level ups themselves. So kind of the thought is you can actually get duplicates of things. It's like, say for example, you know, if I already had a, you know, Nyx's Hat of Divine Wisdom in here, if I were to pick Nyx's Hat of Divine Wisdom again, it would then make it just more powerful. So instead of taking up another slot, it would just make this, you know, Nyx's Hat of Divine Wisdom plus. So, and I'm still trying to decide exactly what we want to do. It may just be that it increases the amount of the pro, so like the actual, good part of it. It's like, you know, wisdom +1, you know, make it so it's wisdom +2. Or the other thought that I was having is it would get rid of the negative aspect. So you wouldn't lose any of your geo attack. It would just be your wisdom you were gaining or something like that. So that is a thought that I've been kind of having since playing Slay the Spire, is being able to level up the perks instead of just once you have all the, you know, once you have X perk, you cannot get X perk again, but you could instead be able to level up that perk and, I don't know, get either stronger buffs or just negate the debuffs or something like that. So it definitely did help a little bit in that regard. The other thing that I know that I'd kind of talked about before, which didn't come from Slay the Spire, it came from another game that I played, and I was like, ooh, I actually really like this idea, is maybe instead of having as many perks, so, and this kind of plays into Slay the Spire as well, instead of having as many perks that you unlock, so instead of going between floors and unlocking perks, maybe between floors you get boosters of some, so, you know, like a healing option, or extra experience, or something like that. And then maybe like every couple floors, or maybe after you fight the mini bosses or something like that, then you would get a perk card, and you would then be able to have, like, not necessarily a permanent buff, but a buff that sticks with you for the rest of the run. Is kind of the rough idea. And so that was kind of like a combined of another game plus Slay the Spire, and then kind of like merging them and meeting in the middle kind of a thing going on there. But yeah, so definitely helped a bit in after playing that and just kind of seeing how they handle it. And yeah, so and it looks like things are working well here. It's, again, not perfect, not the best thing in the world, but I think at this point we should basically be good with the tooltips. So if I come over here and I turn the monster spawns back on, I do want to check and see what it looks like when you are fighting a monster. So it shouldn't be using any image layers, so it shouldn't really be a problem. So I think what we need to do, though, so I can hover over these, everything's fine. I can go over to quest, everything's fine. Now, if I go and find a monster, and then if I hover over it, it is covering all of that stuff there, which is fine, which is great. But what if I draw again, crap, I busted. What if I do that, and then I do this? A little janky looking, a little janky. But I think what we can do is we need to add certain exceptions, right? So basically, if it's doing X, Y, or Z, don't allow it to be doing this thing. So, like say, for example, over here on the attacks, whatever. So if you attack, if we stand, does it turn on any, I don't know, anything that we could use? So if touch input is pressed, turn on attack button pressed. Touch input is released, turn off. Okay. Yeah, basically, I want to make it so the player can't hover over and have the tooltips show while you're attacking. But I still want you to be able to see the tooltips while you're in combat. I just don't want you to be able to see them while you're attacking. I don't really know where in here that's going to be a good thing, right? So if tie pass is on, do that. If mini boss bust is on, do that. If blackjack equals 2, wait for 30 frames, and then jump to label blackjack auto. Yeah, this is just the draw pile. Draw button. So turn on draw cards. That should be fine. It's just when you stand right here. Yeah. So if attack button pressed is on, or no, so it turns on attack button pressed, and then if released, then turn off attack button pressed. Flashing HP. So that is based off of that criteria. That's based off of that criteria. I guess we could just turn on a self switch and then turn it off later. Probably just do that. Yeah, I might just do that. So if you stand, so it moves the cards up, right? This is if cards drawn is greater than or equal to 7. And then if monster dead is off, do this. So I think what we want to say then, we're going to say turn off perk tooltips. So we want to do a self switch, but then we also want to say game switches dot set value of switch 143. I believe it's what it was. Set 143 to equal false. Right? 143? 143. There we go. And 141. Yeah, and 141. $141 and 143. Set it to false. Oh, we've got to erase. No, we don't have to erase anything. We just set it to false. Yeah. And then we also then just need to turn on a self switch here. So let's do, you are a self switch. Let's just self switch A. If you're on, do nothing over here. If not, then you can be doing this stuff. Okay. So you are event 23 on map 9. That's 23, A, true. And N. Because why not? Meh, whatever. Alright, that'll make it stick out just a little bit more. Bulbatorl says, gonna sleep. See you next time. Appreciate you being here, Bulbatorl. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll see you on the next stream. Hopefully, on Thursday. Okay, so then turn off perk tooltips. There. So this won't allow you to actually look at the tooltips while you are fighting. That should be correct. Yeah. Yeah? This is what actually shows it above. So maybe we actually need to change it a little bit before. So maybe... okay, so card total value is greater than monster total card value. Okay, so let's actually do this then. Paste that there. Turn off perk tooltips. Let's do, I don't know. Let's double this. Double it and give it to the next person. Yeah. Okay, so then at the very end, all the way down here, turn off attacking, blackjack. Okay. It's in game screen dot reverse picture placement. So then right as it does that, we can then turn on perk tooltips. We're going to say A, set to false, then get rid of those. All right, well, that should be easy enough. So now I come over here. I should be able to hover over this. It shows everything exactly what it should be. Awesome. And then I can hover over it. Everything's good to go. But then if I attack, I hover over it. Nothing should be working. But then as soon as it starts going again, then I can hover over it. Yeah. Sweet. Happy day. Okay. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, it's that was way more work than it should have been. Holy smokes. But I think we should finally have it good to go. So when you're full of perks, they'll all fill up down here at the bottom. You can pick your new ones. Everything's good to go there. Yeah, and then when you do have them, as of right now, it'll just show the perk tooltips here. Is anyone actually going to need these? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But it should be... It should help. It should help. I will say that. Maybe eventually I will adjust it so that it's not like... Here's the thing. Like, it's not even centered in this bar right here. Like, it's not even centered there. I may center it eventually. For now, though, I think we should be good to go. See what's going on. Everything's good to go. And then when you're in combat, you can still look at it. But if you attack, then you can't while it's doing the attack stuff. And then as soon as it's done with the attack stuff, then you're good to go. I'm sure I'm going to find other spots where it just doesn't make any sense to be able to see the tooltips while it's doing other things. And I'll probably just have to run those quick little scriptlets, just to disable being able to actually show them. Yeah. That's the thought and the hope anyway. Okay, well. Good times. Good times. Well, I think then, let's pull this up over here. Redo the perk card scene. I think we can basically say that one's done. Yeah, the whole scene was redone. Yeah, so that's good to go. And then also add the perks in the bottom right corner of the screen. And add a toolbar, or I don't know, just a bar, not a toolbar. Add a bar in the bottom center of the screen when you're selecting perks. Yeah, and that is good to go. Yeah, the perks now will show up in not only just the bottom right corner, they also have this little thing down here that'll actually show them here. Yeah, and as you select more, because again, like it's janky because anyway. So yes, as you select more, it'll then show them down there, but then they also show here, which is fantastic. Great, you got your tooltips working that show above all of the combat stuff. Yeah, all right. So that one's good to go. Okay, yeah, so at this point, what else we got? So we got the bug whenever the mini-boss... So the mini-boss has a soft hand bug. So I think it was treating like the jack as an ace for some reason. I don't know why. Another bug when loading a game after death, it goes back to the main screen. We do need to fix that. Let's see, tighten up the floor transfer. Yeah, that is a little bit janky right now. There's not a whole lot going on. It technically does go from floor to floor, but as of right now, there's not a whole lot that goes on. Add more monsters. We need to do that. Add more perk cards. Add perk card. Add perk card. At least one more trap puzzle. Add a new mini-boss graphic or two. Replace the player icons. Do some character creation, music sounds, and then add a seal to the game. Mini-boss. Yeah. We're getting there. Yeah, at this point, it's just a couple bugs and a couple features like graphical stuff to tighten up. And then it's just filling stuff out. More monsters, more traps, more puzzles, more perks, all that fun stuff. Cool. Well, I think we're probably going to call it there. I don't think we have a whole lot. We wouldn't have enough time to jump into another project. And yeah. So no more new mechanics until demo is out. I'm going to say yes. No more. I think the demo should basically be content locked. Because at this point, it's basically everything that should be in the demo is in the demo. So we're going to have the perk cards, so you can actually, as you go deeper into the tomb, you'll be able to, adjust your run a little bit with the perks. I am also going to be adding, it's not technically like a new thing, but it will be added into potentially the perk card stuff. So kind of what I'm thinking is there will potentially be one, maybe two perk cards when you see the screen, and then the other one or two selections would be healing or some other like temporary benefit, something that's not necessarily going to be the perk card that sticks with you, but something to like help you in your run, so whether that is the healing or something like that. So I will be adding that. That's really not a whole lot of it's not really like a new feature. It's just a new part of the perk system. It's just basically adding a new perk card, and then instead of it going down in here, it just heals you or whatever. Yeah, other than that, I mean, we've got dice they're all working. The items, we will want to add a few more items because I do want to have the items in the game, but it's probably going to be more of like healing potions, stuff like that. The quests, I will need to like kind of clean it up a little bit because there's not going to be quests in the demo. It'll probably just say like coming soon or something like that. But then yeah, and then same thing with these guys right here. It'll just be showing what you've got. Oh, that is actually one thing I need to add really quickly. This is actually a really quick thing we could add. Show elemental attack power on character sheet. So basically the idea is we need to open this up. Let's hide all of the HUD elements that we do not. So we've got vitality, the dexterity. So vitality, dexterity, wisdom, and luck. So 0, 0, 0, and 0. Cool. So if we, I guess we could probably just copy and paste you. Okay, so you. We're gonna move you down over to here. Let's. Close enough. Oh, this might not actually be. Huh. Let's see. As random events in rooms. Wait, having what as random events in rooms? I'm not sure I know what you mean. I don't remember what I was talking about. Okay, so let's do... One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 4. I don't know. Something like that. And then eventually, I don't know how I'm going to have this, honestly. I'll figure it out. For now, though, I'm just going to color code them. Healing potions, etc. Oh, yes, yes, yeah. So I do need to, I guess that's true. I guess that's true. I don't technically have the items as random drops yet. So I will need to do that. I will need to add the items as random drops. That is a great point. But yeah, so you'll just be able to find those as you go throughout. They will be less common than the dice themselves, but they will be in here. They will be in here. So and there's probably other items that I will need to add as well. The health potions are just the first thing that I can think of right now. Eventually, you will have more like quest items, but that's not going to be in the demo itself. Okay, so all right. Oh my gosh, what the freak just happened? So the spell slot 1 damage. Yes. So we've got 1161. So you're going to be variable 1161. What do you mean you're still 0? 1061. I am so smart. SMRT smart. 1061. There we go. Now you're a freaking 1. You're a 1. Yeah. Okay, so then let's copy and paste that. You are going to be 1062. You're going to be green. Two colors. Okay, refresh. Close enough. Close enough. All right, let's copy and paste that. And then you are going to be 1063. Go. You're going to be blue. Maybe like a slightly dark. Close enough. Why are you not lining up? Like. Oh, it's because I'm failing that. I was like, what is happening with this battle? Okay, then one more. Copy, paste. There we go. And then let's select this. Let's select that. We're going to do 1064. You're going to be like a purplish thing. Yeah. Of course it's not. All right. There we go. Okay. Whoa. It's not good. It's definitely like a placeholder type thing. But yeah, general idea is right here. So you'd have your stats, so your vitality, dexterity, wisdom, and luck. And then right here you'd have your pyro, your geo, your hydro, and your necro damage. I think I need to find a better place to put the money or currency. I think what I need to do is take these and move them down slightly, and then kind of do the same thing, and maybe even do, so instead of having it, you know, because right now you got vitality, dexterity, wisdom, luck, instead of having the text on top, I think I might put it on bottom, so you'd be like pyro, geo, hydro, necro, and then have the numbers meet higher up. Something like that. Yeah. This whole player area needs to be redone. At some point, it'll be redone. Maybe for the demo. Maybe for the full release. Maybe I'll push out an update in the demo that would update this. Maybe. Yeah, I think I need to kind of like go back to the drawing board on this whole thing here. This spot right here. This player section. I need to redo the whole thing. Not the whole thing. Mostly just this bottom section right here is not good. It kind of shows what I need, but I think it needs something, you know? We'll figure it out. But yes, we will have this stuff here. Technically it is showing now. So that's good to go. That is good to go. Oh! Come on. Evens. Nat 20. I feel like that's something else. Okay, he got a blackjack. That's fun. Of course. Man, this guy is a high roller. Okay. There we go. Jesus, freaking armed rancid corpse. Get out of here. Oh, it erased another one. No. I thought we were so close. What happened? Okay, so I killed the monster, and it got rid of it. Ugh. Well, first of all, we got that done. There we go. Okay, what happened? So you kill the monster. Menu items, player damage, monster card draws, monster animation. 25, 93, 26, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39. Let's get rid of that. And hopefully that's fine. Okay, let's go give that a test and see. Okay, that's a lot of Nick's Hat of Wisdom. I just thought of something. If perks stack, there needs to be some kind of fallback that prevents damage from being negative. And heal, I guess. Yes, yeah. So I definitely do need to add that. That is another thing. Because, yeah, the perks are definitely going to need some balancing, some fine-tuning and stuff like that. The system itself should basically be done. But, yeah, so the perks will also need some fine-tuning. And one of the things is definitely you need to make sure that you cannot go into the negatives. Yeah, as of right now with, you know, I mean, at least right now, my vitality is 0, my dexterity is 0, my luck is 0. So if I were to have, like, picked something that would have been negative to my vitality, it would have technically made it -1, which is not what I want. I want it to be, if you are at 0 vitality or 0 pyro damage, you do not go into the negatives. So I do need to do that. That is one thing that I will need to add and make sure that we're not accidentally doing. I just want to see now what is going to happen if I get this guy. I'm assuming we should be fine with that change, but we'll see what happens. 15. All right, here we go. Okay, everything's fine there. We kept all of these things. Awesome. Cool. All right, well, yeah, everything seems to be working okay now, I think, for the most part. If anything else breaks or goes wrong, we will know about it and we will get it fixed. But for now, oh, the level up system is also not really working anymore. That is another thing we need to... It's technically there. I just need to make sure that it's working well again. Level up screen. I need to... That was something that I added forever ago. Like, again, back in probably like January. And so I believe it technically is still working. I just need to make it better. And we'll get there. What's the level up system? I forgot. Yes, so as you're playing the game, you'll be gaining experience as you fight monsters. And then as you fight, there's a little bar right here above the player's health. So this bar right here. So as you fight monsters, you will gain experience. It'll go into the bar, and then just like leveling up work. Once you get enough experience, you level up, and then there should be a window that pops up and basically allows you to pick a stat to be able to level up. So you can increase your vitality, your dexterity, your wisdom, your luck. So the level ups are probably one of the more permanent things in the game. When you level up and you increase one of your stats, that sticks with you no matter what. If you die, whatever it is, you will keep your level, you will keep your stats. Basically, the only thing that sticks with you is that and your spellbook. That's like the only things. If you die in the tomb, you will probably lose all your dice, all your items. You'll obviously lose all of your perks. Yeah, you lose basically everything that is not stuff down here. So yeah, so whatever your elemental levels are, whatever your level is, and whatever your stats are, you will keep all of that stuff. But basically everything else you will lose if you die in the tomb. So let me just double check really quick. XP. Can't remember what it was called. XP. Find next. Player XP is 48. Okay, if we go to variable 48. Okay, there we go. Wow, the max XP is a lot higher than I was expecting it to be. All right, cool. Let's bring that down. There we go. And let's up this to 50. So it should be as soon as you hit 50. Maybe not. And here's the thing. I may have actually disabled the level up screen. Maybe. Crap. Oh! That's beautiful. That makes me very happy. 18, we'll stand on an 18. 17, we'll stand on a 17. 20, we'll stand on a 20. All right, there we go. Okay, we definitely have enough experience now. Yeah, 66 out of 50. Yeah, so I think I disabled the level ups. Because it was something that I was wanting to do more later. Yeah, as of right now, what it used to look like, if I find level... there we go. This is what the level up screen used to look like. So basically, this window would just like pop up in the center of the screen, and it would just ask you to increase a stat. And you had all your little buttons, and you would pick to increase either your vitality, dexterity, wisdom, luck, all that fun stuff. And that was about it. And very old. Again, this was forever ago that I created this whole system. So kind of makes sense that it, is all disabled now. Okay, yeah, so that is definitely something we're going to have to do. Yeah, level up screen. We're definitely going to have to work on that and see what's going on. Let's see, Dazu says, so it's roguelite progression. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's yeah, so there are things that you keep, but then for the most part, most everything else you will lose when you die in the tomb. So hopefully that's enjoyable. Hopefully that adds some stakes so that you're not feeling invincible in here and that it doesn't matter if you die in here because you just take everything with you. I may also add some kind of difficulty slider potentially to the game where, it's like if you're playing on easy, maybe you keep all of your dice and your items. If you're playing on medium, maybe you keep all of your items. If you're playing on hard, you lose all of your items and your dice. And then I may also add like a hardcore mode where it's like you die and you're gone. Like that's it. You're out. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, well, it is late. I definitely need some rest. So I appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you so much. And I will see you all on the next stream on Thursday. I hope everyone has an absolutely fantastic rest of their evenings, or mornings, days, wherever it may be in this great wide world of ours. And yeah, appreciate you all for being here, hanging out, having a great time. I feel like we actually got a decent amount finished, even though it was a little bit more kind of bug fixing tonight. I do feel like we actually made some progress, which feels good. So anyway, well, hope you all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your days, and I will see you all in the next stream on Thursday. So till then, take care, good luck, and yeah, see you all then. Goodbye.